We live, we live. Y'all do me a favor, man. Drop them nines, man. Like it up, man. And share it, man. I see y'all in the building, man. Y'all in attendance, especially YouTube. Y'all in here strong today. Y'all most definitely in here strong today. All right, y'all. Y'all come on in here, man, so we can see, you know. I got the God on standby. He most definitely waiting, you know. And this finna be electrifying live. Y'all do me a favor. Pound that like button, man, and share it up, man. Pound that like button and share it up, man. All right. Okay. I want to kind of give everybody a little chance to come in, man, because I know, you know, we running a little late. So people probably like, you know, they ain't coming tonight. He sent us out. But y'all do me a favor, man. Like this up and share it. Like I said, drop the nines and let me know that my audio is great, man. We most definitely finna get ready to turn up tonight. I'm talking about the frequency of this live. It's finna be so high tonight. We got some very, very, very informative information for you guys, especially for the ones who really know within that it's time to get ready to take your power back, okay? The time is now. We ain't waiting no more. It's time for us to hunt in and be able to focus in on these abilities, man. So y'all do me a favor, pound that like button up and share it, man, okay? So other people will know that we live, man, because, yeah, this the time is now. The time is now. Tamika, welcome to the live, goddess. Keisha, welcome to the live. Jordan, say, well, Chief at Chief on standby. Believe me, Chief in the building. Chief in the building, Jordan Burke. Michael Billis, welcome to the live, man. Thanks for the nines, goddess. James Ellis, thanks for the nines. Poo Poo Davis, thanks for the stars, goddess. Thanks for the nines, Kevin. I can't pronounce your second name, God, but thanks for the nines, God. Kevin James, thanks for the nines. Kais, thanks for the nines. Reflection, Juju Mechabit, say, yes, sir, we are. Say, help them get them likes. That's most definitely, man. If you on Facebook or you on YouTube, please don't be afraid to hit that like button, man. And share it as well. This is going to be some good information tonight, bro. Okay? Right now, what we doing is, man, we starting to walk away from all the things that's been demonized, okay, in our past. We walking away from that. I see y'all coming in. Y'all strong, too, on YouTube. Keith Moore, thanks for the nines. William Smith say he checking in. We see reflection. Juju Maccabee say the frequency is up. Didi Indigo Star Seed, I ain't seen you in the building in a minute, goddess. I'm tell you something, you right on time. You right on time tonight. More Money OG, welcome to the live, God. Man, y'all coming in too fast. Y'all got too much going on, man. I appreciate the love, man. But y'all do me a favor, man. Pound that like button, man. We finna turn up, like I said, bro. We need everybody to be in attendance tonight, man. We gonna raise the frequency, and tonight we gonna also tap into manifestation, right? More Money say we here. I see you, reflection. I see you. Yeah. Let's get them up, man. As soon as we get up to about like 100, man, that's when we gonna start the live. At least 100, man. And do me a favor, we only got 7 shares on Facebook. Man, if y'all don't share this, bro, this what I mean, bro. Y'all better let them know, bro, how strong we is. If y'all don't share this up, man, share this up, man. I got the God in the building, man. Understand? Y'all, look, tap in. Y'all like it up and share. We finna share some real light tonight, y'all. Some real light is finna get shared tonight. Okay, I see y'all going crazy. Trinity. Thanks for the Melinda Brown. Thanks for the nines. That's facts. Thanks for the nines. Thanks for the nines. Okay. I see Melina Brown in the building. Trinity. I think that's Trinity. Why not? The Why Nots in the building. You got the Chief got his people in the building tonight, y'all. So y'all do me a favor, man. Like it up and share it, man. Like it up and share it. Whether you're on YouTube or Facebook, like it up and share it. Thanks, Gigi, for sharing it, Goddess. Thanks for sharing it. Okay, I see we got 23 shares, yet and still is almost 100 people on Facebook. We could do better than that, family. What's going on? People don't even know we live because y'all ain't sharing it. Okay? But with that being said, man, look, like I said, this is going to be an electrifying event, man. Whether you catch it now or you catch it on the run. We are most definitely finna turn up, and you finna get some information tonight that's going to be very, very stimulating, especially if you put it into effect, okay? If you decide that you want to put these techniques that you're going to learn tonight in this live into effect, I can guarantee you, bro, that in the end, you're going to be able to tap into these supernatural abilities according to these hadiths and be able to basically levitate. Things like, I'm telling you, the things that you've seen on X-Men is most definitely possible, all right? And so with that being said, I want to let y'all know that I had to get my notes, man. I had to get my notes. Like I say, man, this is not my lane. So I had to hone in and really do some studying. But the point of me really inviting the God on this lab tonight is to enlighten y'all and to make, to bring y'all up to par in terms of how it is that you can actually hone in on these abilities yourself, okay? If you stop being afraid of them and you know that everything that they told you you're not capable of doing, you actually are, right? And so with that being said, man, the guest that we're going to have on here tonight, man, is the God Why Not, okay? And he's the chief of the Why Not tribe, okay? And Why Not is acronym for You Need Only Truth, okay? Now, as I said in the trailer, he is a teacher of many things, right? But his main curriculum is divine knowledge of self, mental healing, advanced meditation, and telekinesis, man. And believe me when I say, man, everything that you learn tonight is going to play out for your better being, all right? And so I just want to start this off with the right spiritual energy, man. I want to say peace to the gods and goddesses, peace to the ancestors, and peace to all the high vibrational beings. Today, I'm sending you nothing but love and light, man. You already know what it is.
Yeah, I'm about to expose every lie they done told, like how they trafficking kids and why they ain't got a soul. They feeding off our energy, trying to destroy the globe. They got weather control, they even making it snow. But we can't run from it, gotta grab it by the antler.
Okay. As promised, bro, we in the building, y'all. With this live, man, and I want you to understand this, bro. Dig deep within yourself, okay? And understand that you are capable of many things. You are a supernatural being, okay? And I like to tell a lot of people, that a lot of the years that we spent in these schools, the 13 to 15 years that we were actually in these schools being indoctrinated to be basically ran along their system, bro, we should have been hunting into these abilities. We should have been focusing, especially when we talk about our adolescent years, those years making it more capable for us to learn, okay? It's just like having a toddler and you're married to one of the goddesses, one of the gods and married to the goddesses, okay? And she's Latino, okay? And he's, the so-called black man. He wanted to eat the beings, okay? And she speaks Spanish to the baby when he starts to get around the age to talk. And he speaks English to the baby. The baby is going to learn both languages because that is the time where it's easier for him to learn, right? Y'all drop them names if you understand where I'm coming from. Drop them names if you understand where I'm coming from. Shandella McKenzie say, I've been having too many signs to miss this. That's big facts. Okay, I want y'all to understand that, bro. Okay? So, during that period of time where they had us in their schools and their indoctrination systems, bro, we should have been actually tapping into these abilities. Learning how to focus, meditating, and things like that. This is what I keep on telling y'all, bro. Learning how to basically harness the wind and use it in any way that we deem it necessary. We should be stormed from the X-Men. We should be one with the fire like the shamans in Africa is. Okay, we should be able to sit in it because we are one with it and not afraid of it, bro. Okay, so the time is now. Today is the time that we take our power back, bro, and I want y'all to take this serious. So I will say this, man. Y'all make sure y'all get y'all pens and pads out. Get them out, okay? Because I believe that he has some great techniques when it comes to meditating. I have a few great techniques that I want to touch on myself, and I want to ask him, what does he think about these meditation techniques? Because, certain meditation techniques are going to actually help you hone in on your ability to focus on the object. When you understand what telekinesis is about, you have to understand that you have to be able to focus on that object and be able to bend illusion. You know, and that's what he's going to tell you about tonight, okay? So let's talk about telekinesis a little bit. I want to say this, man. Let's get into the root word of, I mean, not the root word, but let's talk about the definition of, you know, telekinesis by the textbook term, their dictionary, all right? They tell you that telekinesis is the supposed ability to move objects at a distance by mental power or other non-physical means, okay? Understand that they tell you it's the supposed ability because guess what? If they tell you it's the ability, you're going to really try to tap into it. More people are really going to try to tap in to it. All right? But with that being said, you have to understand that this is also ability that's not meant for everybody. This ability is not meant for everybody to have because it takes a certain type of person to even be, you know, willing to even do the work that it needs to even hone in and make it, you know, make it happen, right? Okay, so the origin of the word came from a German term, the German term Portuguese. Okay, I'm pretty sure a lot of y'all know what the Portuguese is, right? Okay, but I want to say I think that's more dealing with the psychokinesis side of things rather than the telekinesis side of things, which we're gonna talk about as well. Okay, but Portra meaning noise and Geist meaning spirit. Okay, so you have to understand that this is something that actually deals with, you know, the spirit and the, you know, the physical realm. But we're going to touch in on that a little more because I believe he has a thought process on that he wants to talk about. And I have a thought process on that I want to speak on as well. Okay. And you have to know that it also has its origin in the Greek word, in Greek mythology as well. Well, not mythology. It has its origins in Greek as well. Right. With the word tele meaning distance and the word kinesis meaning movements. All right. So this is the ability to be able to move something from a distance without touching it. Okay, in any way, okay, which we're gonna dig into because I know he want to touch on that. That's something he most definitely want to touch on. Okay. Now understand this: telekinesis is a power one can be born with, or that could be obtained through practice. It's said that this technique is older than humanity itself. When we talk about humanity, we already know who we're talking about. All right. In fact, it's also said the original people, being the ancients, used these same techniques to communicate and manipulate the environments around them using their minds, y'all. Okay, now this is something everyone possesses the ability to do. I want you to understand this too. You do not have to be of a specific origin. Okay, it's all about your ability to be able to hone in and focus enough to be able to distort reality to the point where the object wants to move for you. Okay, and we're gonna show you how we're gonna tap into some ways that you can do that tonight. Okay, but it's also said that that the ability to move objects is for people who value it and that is extremely sensitive to the work that's needed to do it. Okay, just like I said in the beginning, you have to be sensitive enough to be able to tap into it. Okay, many people believe that the pyramids were also built by the people with this ability because there is no way the people in their time could have did it without the tools that were necessary to do so. It's also said that Adolf Hitler gave his scientists the task of studying the human brain. And his goal at the time was to discover what specific neuron is responsible for making physical items float. So guess what? You have to understand they've been trying to figure out how this is done for a while because they know that this is possible. When we talk about Adolf Hitler, bro, you have to dig deep in the story to know who he was and what it is that he was connected to. Okay, so and you have to say, let me see, it say in Hinduism, they believe that everything has a connection, meaning if you can identify the means of controlling the energies and vibrations of an object, you will have full control over that object. They believe you can gain this ability through extreme focus and meditation. They also believe we can obtain the ability to levitate as well, y'all. And I actually seen a video that I was going to share tonight, but I decided against it, man, because I wanted to keep this as organic as possible. But I just seen a video with somebody, you know, who was actually levitating. Now, like I say, when you're dealing with certain things, you most definitely have to use discernment because we know it's a lot of people on here tricking people. You feel me? So you got to deal with discernment. Give me a second, y'all. You most definitely got to deal with discernment, okay? So, yeah, you know, don't just be believing people. You feel me? When they tell you that, you know, they doing these type of things, you have to do the work yourself. And if you can come to the terms of doing it, then you can say, hey, maybe it's possible. You feel me? Now, the Hindus believe this as well. You have to understand that. They believe that, now, if you dig deep enough into their history, you'll find several instances of clairvoyance, telepathy, telekinesis, and other paranormal activities in their way of life, okay? Even today, it's said that many of the enlightened practitioners are able to perform what is known as miracles. It's also said that these abilities are known as superpowers. These are considered hadiths, you guys. That's what they are. Okay, we talking about a way of life, y'all, and a group of people who actually believe that, you know, in everything that we finna get into tonight. Okay, it's also said that these abilities are known as superpowers. Like I just said, these abilities being telekinesis, the ability to move objects without physically touching them, telepathy, the ability to read minds, clairvoyance, which I would say is my own personal power, because let me tell you, I do have that ability of sensing when something is just not finna go right, okay? When things are finna get ready to get out of hands, okay? But clairvoyance is the ability to predict future events. You have the ability to levitate as well, they believed, okay? Which is the ability to float your body in the air. The ability to make your body go invisible. Move out of your physical body, which, you know, is astral projection. We're going to tap on a little bit of astral projection as well. So if you're someone who's able to astral project at will, then guess what? You have that superpower, okay? You also have the ability to make yourself small or big. This is what they believed in, y'all, okay? And also the ability to remember past incarnations. We talking about at will. We know that you can remember your incarnation because we've seen people who've actually dove into past life regressions. But when you can do these type of things and you can tap into these abilities at will, then you know it's real. You know it's real, okay? So, yeah, now if you're into yoga, then you have to understand, if you're into yoga already, you know the term sadis, which is the indicator, which is an indicator that it's an indicator basically of yoga's effectiveness, y'all. Okay, in scientific nature, it's also an indication that you've mastered your desired supernatural powers. Okay, these abilities have nothing to do with the 5 original senses either, y'all. So you ain't gonna be able to turn into these abilities through your 5 original senses. You have to go beyond that. Okay, you have to stop believing, because believing is, I keep telling y'all, is what holds the glue of a lie together. Okay, so with that being said, you have to know, all right, which I'm pretty sure we're going to hone in tonight, because you heard what the acronym is. You need only truth. It's acronym of the Why Not, tribe, okay? And so you have to, this is something that you have to fine tune a wave frequency in your mind as you enter into a wide range of mental conditions and situations. That being said, this is something you have to educate yourself on, or be educated on how to skillfully and accurately apply these techniques. Okay, for some it might be easy, for others it may not. Okay, it's all about your ability to stay focused during the process, which is necessary in order to achieve this superpower, y'all, because you have to stay focused, and it all goes back to meditation, bro. If this is something that you want to tap into, and it is in my opinion. Now, he might say something else, okay? But in my opinion, I believe that you most definitely have to hone in on your ability to meditate, because meditation deals with focusing, okay? And it deals with awareness, and you're going to touch in on a lot on this, okay? That being one of the 3 fundamentals of this technique. You have to focus. Focus is one. Energy is the other, and force is the third. Focus is the ability to have a concentrated thought, y'all. Okay, energy referring to the power source required to produce influence or movement of the object, and force meaning the push or pull needed to actually move the object. But focus is the key fundamental that is necessary. Okay, and that's what we should be honing in on focus, y'all. This is something that I've been trying personally myself. Okay. Believe me, it takes a lot of energy from you when you try to do this, bro. So meditation, and it's a certain type of meditation, which we're going to get into, you feel me? As well, you feel me? So, and this is because you can expel more energy through an object by harnessing your focus ability. So when you focus on something, you can expel more energy, all right? And with that, and with practice, discipline, and a lot of research, I know you will eventually find yourself consciously activating and controlling your ability or your telekinetic abilities, okay? And with that being said, I want to introduce you guys to my guest tonight, man, Chief Why Not of the Why Not Tribe. And I want you guys to understand that Why Not is an acronym, okay, for You Need Only Truth, okay, y'all? And when I tell you, man, that this guy is real dope, bro, and the information that he gonna share tonight, you need to get you a pen and paper, all right? Because we finna get into this, all right? So let's get into this, all right?
Oh shit.
You there, God? Can you hear me? Peace, peace, peace. I can't hear you. I think you mute. I think you mute. Y'all drop them nines though, man. Drop them nines. I don't know if he can hear me. He muted himself. You muted yourself. I can't hear you. You muted yourself. Y'all drop them nines if you can hear him. Okay. Don't worry about it, y'all. We finna cut up tonight. Sunrise. I see you, God. Tony Dickinson,
Yo,
thanks for the
can you hear
nines.
me now?
Okay, you in here, God. We see you. We see you. We see you. What? Okay, y'all drop them nines if y'all can hear. If you hear him good, y'all.
Yeah, yeah. Can y'all hear me? Let me know if y'all can hear me.
Okay. We ain't got no echo or nothing going on, do we? Because we finna cut up tonight. Hey, so
Okay. Hey, can you can hear me, bro?
yeah, you see what's going on, right? You can see what's going on.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Everything look good, bro.
Okay. Y'all do me a favor if I still got you here, man. Pound that like button up, man. Okay. Pound the like button up and share it. It's free. It's free. All right. And so with that being said, man, hey, bro, I know a lot of y'all know who the God is, bro. I know y'all know who he is, man, because the way we met was kind of a funny way. You feel what I'm saying? It was during like one of the lives that I was having. You feel what I'm saying, bro?
Yeah,
So
yeah, definitely.
hey, it ain't no echo, is it?
Nah, it ain't no echo. You
Okay,
good?
yeah. So it was during one of the lives that, we was having, all right? And he was just coming in. He had said something pertaining to Rashad Jamal, which we ain't gonna get too deep into today. But it was something that I didn't agree on. And we had our few words, we brought him in. I think a few people had something to say about it. Somebody said it is echoing. Let me see.
Shit, you good on my end? Okay.
Somebody said is echoing. Give me a second. Hold on, give me a second. I don't know what's going on.
Hey, we can't smoke on YouTube, could we, bro? Damn, you went mute. Now I can't even hear you now.
I think a lot of people have smoking channels. Okay, y'all say we good? You hear me, God? I mean, do your
Yeah, I can
thing.
hear
Do
you,
whatever you
bro.
got to do, God. You feel me? But
I see.
with that being said, yeah, we met in a kind of a funny way, y'all. It was funny, bro. He had something to say, which I say we ain't gonna get into it, which I didn't agree on, and like I say, a
Yeah,
lot of the viewers didn't agree on. But he still reached out to me behind the scenes because he said he felt my energy and he had something that he wanted to show me. All right. And y'all know me, bro. I'm a chosen one and a target individual. It ain't too many people that I'm willing to basically, reach out to. But it was something about him. I'm like, man, you know what? When we chopped it up on the live, the energy was so good. I'm like, I might as well go ahead and see what he got to talk about. And come to find out, everything that he had to show me, bro, was just it was something that I had never witnessed personally. You know what I'm saying? Had put my eyes on it. I'm like, you know what, man? We got to get deep into this, man. And I asked him would he come on to the show, and he was like, man, yeah, let's do it. Let's set a day. I'm like, but I want to, I want to wait. You feel me? I want to, build up the energy of the live. You feel me? And so that's why it took us so long. But y'all do me a favor, pound that like button up, share it, and drop them nines, all right? But yeah, though, God, with that being said, man, why don't you go ahead and give us a little history of yourself, basically how it is that you ended up wanting to chase, or hunt into these abilities and how it is,
telekinesis.
yeah, how it is you came up basically with the why not, because I feel like that's a great name, bro, and it's a unique name. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like how did you
Yeah,
come up with the
definitely.
tribe name and how it is that you
Yeah.
even begin to even get on this journey?
Yeah, so shit. I was a student, a devoted student of the master teacher partner, as Dr. Malachi Z. York. I evolved past the Nawapian teachings, you feel me? However, my tribe started, I'm polygamous. So I had two wives, and it was just me and my goddess Ashe and her sister wife Anna. And I was just on Instagram just dropping my knowledge, you feel me, sharing my intellect and my understanding. And next thing I know, I had more people with Why Not on their name. So we just decided to make a group chat. That's, I always wanted my own family anyway, because, I grew up without a family. So the universe basically, put this shit together. It ain't even nothing I put together myself. Like I always had that desire, but I never thought people was just gonna gravitate towards the tribe like that, just off the knowledge. So I woke up one day and people had their name, so it's all
Right. So it was basically that energy that's attracted a lot of people to you, is what you're saying. You feel me? Let's get a second. I got, but yeah, I understand that most definitely, because you have to understand when we talk about the laws of the universe, first and foremost, you have to understand that you vibrate at, you attract the things that you can vibrate at the frequency of. Okay. So when the people, heard his message, they was like, man, you know what? I love his message. And you know what? That's the frequency that I'm trying to vibrate at. You feel me? But yeah, that's what I was saying. You feel me? You hear me, God?
yeah, yeah, we good, bro. Yeah, so
Okay.
that's basically how my tribe came together. Shit, as far as like telekinesis, the master teacher always taught about extrasensory perception. That was one of the first people I ever heard. Of course, we see the shit in movies, but really, like, he really, ignited an infinite spark of 360 degrees of knowledge within me. So ever since I heard him about him, explain telekinesis, levitation, and even the ability to walk through walls if you can match the subatomic frequency of the object or whatever you're trying to pass through.
Right.
So that's where it started. When I was a student. Um, but and telekinesis started to go viral. So it's like once I seen somebody do it on the internet, I automatically knew I can do the same shit. That's why like you need only truth. The acronym for why not is you need only truth. Belief, but we teach that the belief is the first cousin of a lie. So, belief don't require evidence. It only requires faith. And this ain't strong enough. There must be a divine knowing that you can do this. When you see somebody do like, display a capability, if you just believe you can move an object without touching it, it won't happen. Deep down inside, you got to know you can do this. And most of us have telekinetic experience, random sporadic experiences, but we don't identify, those experiences or phenomena as telekinetic experience that I influence. So we have to identify these abilities. There's a lot of supernatural things that go on in your everyday life, everybody's everyday life, but we overlook it. The first step is to identifying yo, like, yo, that was me. And for a fact it was you because, the experiences you have or how they may play out.
Right. Right. Yeah. You know what? And I was just saying, going back to what we was talking about earlier in terms of how it is that you got your tribe or whatever. You know what I'm saying? We know the law of the universe tells us that you attract the things that you can vibrate at the frequency of. So the message that you gave was something that they can most definitely vibrate at the frequency of. You feel me? But I most definitely
Definitely,
seen what you was
definitely.
doing, man. You feel me? And I feel like, man, bro, you gotta be most definitely focused to get these things. You know what I'm saying? And knock them off. So what made you come up with the name? Why not?
Why not? Well, it's deep. Why not? It's an acronym for you need only truth. You feel me? And also government names go backwards. So, one thing that I've learned on this spiritual journey is that your government name is not your true name. You know, your true name is the name you've chosen for yourself. It's called the Ren in ancient Kemetic science, one of the nine parts of the soul. You got the Ka, you got the Ba, the Ak, the Ren, the Shuyet. That's your shadow self. But the Ren is your true name. And this is the name that you've chosen. So like when we go through a spiritual awakening, we not the same as we used to be. So once you change, spiritually, once your mind changes, it's very important for you to change your name because your name holds a certain vibration, and you're not that same person resonating on that same frequency as that name. So everybody must
Facts.
change their name once they become spiritually awakened. This
Right.
is very important.
And I feel like, that's why I came up with the name, I Am Awakened, because I feel like at that present time in my life, I was awakened. You know what I'm saying? And, bro, the way I got awakened, it was tragedy. You feel what I'm saying?
Definitely.
But y'all let me know if the audio is good, because I'm getting an echo on my end, man. But, yeah.
I'm good over here. I can hear you over here.
So, let me ask you this question, man. When you first started to tap into these abilities, what is the very first thing that you started to do?
So, I started practicing. Like the very first video I ever posted was a Chi Blast video. And it was about a year. I only been practicing for a little under 2 years, a little over a year and a half. And it was a Chi Blast video, but it was with these Bow dollars. The $1 coins, silver dollars, the Bitcoins. Set two of them up and just was practicing on my Chi Blast and make sure I'm not using wind but projected energy.
Right.
So and them, if you set a little quarter down, if you're able to sit a little quarter, stand a quarter up, they hard as a novel. Like them motherfuckers is real hard, but I just practiced on projecting my chi out, and I was able to do it. So I started off with the quarters, but then I kind of went down, and started practicing with empty water bottles, aluminum foil. Aluminum is definitely fundamental to beginners in telekinesis because it has a great response to your electromagnetic field.
Right, and you know what? I was noticing that when getting back to like the Chi Blast and the technique, because that was the same thing you told me when we talked behind the scenes. You was telling me that the thing that I needed to really first, I think if I'm not mistaken, it was Chi Blast, right? Like focus on that first, right? I feel like that's important because when you actually try the technique out, the Chi Blast is going to help you actually imagine that energy coming from out of your hand. You see what I'm saying? It's going to, so in terms of like when you talk about being able to direct objects and things like that, this Chi Blast is going to be able to give you that energy to be able to have that imagination. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like imagination, when we talk about this technique, is very important. Good.
Imagination is definitely important. It takes visualization as well, and a lot of us don't realize visualization and imagination is two different things. And telekinesis, you can use both if you're able to and imagine. This would be it'll do you a great deal. Now the difference between imagination and visualization, you use your visualization for visual perception. So this is only dealing with the eyes and what you can see.
Right.
But when you imagine something, you need to involve your full body, all of your emotions, to the point you can taste, touch, smell the object without even holding it close. So this when you gain empathy with an object, because you have to acquire empathy. That's one of the key tools, you feel me? And my teachers, I tell all my students to make sure they acquire empathy. And to acquire empathy, you have to use your imagination as well. Is visualization just requiring eyesight, which is you need to visualize the object moving.
Right.
But imagination is requiring your whole body, you feel me?
Right.
You can feel it in your whole body.
So now when I say this, I say when you first decided that you wanted to tap into this ability, what is it that you did? Where's the first step that you take?
It was a Chi Blast. It was the Chi Blast. I started off with the Chi Blast. But however, the more and more I started practicing, the more and more I realized that I was doing I had many telekinetic experiences when I was a kid, you feel me? Like, and I'm sure a lot of us have. We just need to think on some kind of awkward situation that we was in maybe. And something crazy happened, but you had an influence. So the first thing I did was a Chi Blast. I started off with the Chi Blast, but then I started realizing like, yo, I've been like doing certain shit,
Right. Okay.
So
yeah, because you know what, you made that aware to me. You made that aware to me when we was talking behind the scenes. You were saying, when I was on my live, I had mentioned that as soon as I came out to give a live or to raise the frequency, the wind started to blow. and you was like, bro, that's aerokinetic. You know, it deals with aerokinetics and things like that. So that was, I feel like, an experience when you made me aware of it. That was an experience that I felt like was something that I wasn't aware of. You know, the situation like what you're saying right now. Right, but I know like now let's.
Go ahead, bro.
No, like I wanted to get into it because I know when we was talking behind the scenes, you was also telling me that it was a difference between psychokinesis and telekinesis, and I feel like I want to tap into that, man, because you know,
yeah, definitely.
I feel like it's important for people to understand this.
Before we get into that though, God, I just want to let motherfuckers know, like, shit, I don't really be on Facebook like that. You feel me? I just woke up and said, like, I'm gonna just take the message to Facebook. So when I first got on Facebook, you were one of the first people I seen, because I know Facebook to be toxic. The gods and goddesses, we on Instagram. All the ratchet shit, that's on Facebook. At least in my old Facebook screens. In my old Facebook news feed, like, all toxic shit. So like I made a new page and you was the only one I seen that was like tapped in. So I'm like, oh yeah. So once I checked you out a few times, I just knew, you had abilities, not capable of, developing them. Like, shit, I done been on 19 Keys platform, Rod Hayes, Kalai Amin-Ra, all them know me, and I connect with them, you feel me? Because I can see who has the ability or who already has these, or who can develop them or who already has these abilities developed. So it's like gods and goddesses. I know for a fact that if you're not tapped into it, it will be easy for you too. So the universe just be aligning us, with people that we supposed to be around.
Right, and you know what?
Like psychokinesis. Go ahead.
Yeah, even like what you were saying, man. Like, I always felt like I had the ability to see things before it happened. And when we get into these deep, that's gonna be one of the things they talk about, the ability, what clairvoyance is. Let's just say that, But I feel like I always had the ability to see things, and that was one of my abilities. But in terms of what you're doing, I feel like, like I told you, one day I was looking at my television, bro, and I just felt like I had to not look at it because if I kept looking at it, it was gonna fall. You know what I'm saying? So I felt like in some way deep inside of me, you know what I'm saying? I feel like, I got these abilities, man, but I don't know. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't something I was focusing on because I was going through what I was going through in terms of my awakening as well. You see what I'm saying? But I knew that at that point, my past life, I was a teacher, and that's what I was supposed to be doing. So that's why you found me here. You know what I'm saying? But when you came along, you most definitely made me feel like, it's time for you to step it up and tap into these abilities. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
Definitely. Definitely. When we dealing with telekinesis and psychokinesis, that's a good thing because, like, and telekinesis, so, like, mind you, in the journey, during the beginning of my journey, these Russians had, got in tune with me, and they wanted me to come train with them in this group chat on Telegram. And once I learned a lot from, you feel me, like as far as telekinesis, because there's people that's been practicing for 10, 15, 20 years in that Telegram group chat. They not really on like Instagram, some of them on YouTube, but like the powerful motherfuckers, they don't be mainstream. You can catch them like ducked off. But like, when we dealing with telekinesis, we got energy, but this is the chi. Your chi is electromagnetic energy. We call this chi energy subtle energy. You feel me? Subtle meaning, you can't detect it, but it's there because you can feel it. You feel me? So like it's like different understandings when you get into telekinesis or the telekinetic community. We have our own perspective. And I think like these perspectives are, valuable because they help you be able to understand, telekinesis a little bit. You feel me? We can get lost in what they want us to believe about telekinesis. But once you get in this community, we got certain perspectives that I feel like that's definitely dependable. As far as like, telekinesis,
and look, that's why I also wanted to bring you on here because I felt like, I'm studying it, but you experienced it firsthand. How long you say you've been tapped into this?
About a year and a half.
Right, about a year now.
Probably like over a year and a half.
Right, so I felt like, it'll be one thing for me to get on here and teach what it is that I'm learning, but it'll be another thing to have one of the guys come on here and actually teach what he's experienced along the journey. So I feel like you'd have been the perfect person for that because your energy was right. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, but yeah, get back into this.
For sure. And then I came to you. I actually came to you. You feel like, shit, the universe just be sending me whoever connect with me is for a divine purpose, always.
Facts.
But when we dealing with psychokinesis and telekinesis, telekinesis, the ability to move an object without physical contact. Now, psychokinesis is different. Psychokinesis is the ability to move an object.
Excuse me, I'm dealing with it. I'm coming to the code.
Oh yeah, you're good, guys.
Yeah.
You're good, bro. Yeah, you got to get that shit up out you. Don't you feel me? You got to get that shit.
Most definitely. Most definitely. But get back into what you were saying, God. I hate to keep cutting you off, man.
That's all good, bro. So when we're dealing with psychokinesis, the ability to move an object without contact by way of the spirits. So that would be more like the poltergeist shit. I ain't gonna cap, you feel me? Hey, a few of Rashad Jamal followers, they into like that satanic shit. Not saying all his people, because I know everybody don't fuck with, but it's a certain few of them motherfuckers, they fuck with that satanic shit. And they was practicing telekinesis, but they couldn't advance. So they was trying to get consultations from me, thinking I practiced psychokinesis. Cause they thought that's what I was doing, but I don't fuck with no spirits or none of that shit. It's all organic energy.
Right. Yeah, cause like you said, psychokinesis, is it's two different things. One, from your perspective, you were telling me that psychokinesis is dealing like with basically, from what I took it, like from like you basically summoning spirits to move objects for you, right?
Yeah, like the poltergeist.
Right. So when I look deeper into psychokinesis, and I wanted to get your thought process on this and see if you knew anything about that, right? When I looked into it, it said that it's executed through the power of one's mind as well, right? And it also said that it deals with healing, telepathy, altering the shapes of objects, and basically projecting your intent into several different substances. So I'm trying to see is that like now we got into this because me and you, we chopped it up behind the scenes on basically astral projection, okay? And you gave me a few pointers in terms of how it is that I can astral project, okay? And I was basically saying, okay, so if we talking about psychokinesis and we talking about telekinesis, which we had already had the conversation that these were two different things, right? You basically was saying that well, you were saying basically that you have to visualize yourself an object and be connected with it, all right? And then you gave me a technique to meditate. And you was basically, well, we know when it comes to gazing, and to come to find out it's a technique that's like that, but I don't know if it's exactly where you got your technique from or where you got the concept of your technique from or not. But you told me to gaze because we went over the concept of how basically astral projection is an intentional thing, right?
Yeah, intentional OBE, out of body experience.
Right, okay. So now look, when you talk about psychokinesis, and that's saying that the ability to project your intent into several different substances, right? I asked you, do you think that there is a connection between astral projection and psychokinesis? Because the more I got off into the technique that you was giving me, I felt like, that basically it goes hand in hand with the technique that you told me about astral projection.
Yeah, so that's the thing. Yeah, and that was definitely a brilliant observation that you made. You feel me? Like, cause I never even thought to associate the two, telekinesis and astral projection. But people, I've heard some people say when you astral projecting, you're using your astral body to move that object. But it's deep. I'm not against that. But the way I teach astral projection and the way I teach telekinesis, two different ways. And if I teach you telekinesis, that's not I wouldn't be teaching you astral project. I can't teach you how to astral project by teaching you telekinesis, and vice versa. I can't teach you telekinesis by teaching you how to astral project. So if I teach a person astral look, if I teach a person astral projection, they can astral project into the deepest realms of the astral plane, but they won't never be able to move an object without touching it in the physical because they not taught telekinesis. You
Right.
see, it's like it's similar, but it's a difference in their similarities.
Right. And the only reason I say that is because, like I told you, man, like when you talk about focusing on the object to the point in which you automatically, because if you focus on the object enough, you're gonna go into like a slight daydream, right? And so, getting into like basically the technique that you said that was necessary or that you use in order to astral project, I feel like we talk about going into an intentional daydream state. You feel me?
Of
So
course, that's how astral projection is intentional daydreaming. You have to be intentional with our daydreams. It's deep. I've heard people astral projection how they teach it, and it's like if you try their methods, you won't see any results. But everybody I teach this particular method too, which is intentional daydreaming, they see results, man, and it's deep. And if they practice consistently, they'll be able to get stronger at it, project
right.
self, deeper into the astral planes.
Right. Okay. So getting into like these techniques and things like that, man. When it comes to astral projection, well, not astral projection. When it comes to like telekinetic abilities and things like that, how necessary would you say meditation is?
Man, Joe, meditation is the medication. You feel me?
Okay.
So meditation is very, very important. That's why I know, like, bro, like I could have sworn that you was already doing shit, but you have because you be having weird ass experience. And for you to be able to control it, bro, I know it'll be easy for you because like you already meditate off, like on a regular. So meditation is very important. This is a prerequisite step in gathering the energy. You know,
Right.
also in meditation, also qigong, where any energy cultivating practice, which would be tai chi, even yoga. Yoga is good, to practice. It's good. It's a good practice for telekinesis. Tai chi, but qigong especially though. Qigong, this energy cultivating. So if I ain't meditating, I'm going to qigong. Cultivating the chi energy, meaning gathering it and storing it in the dantian, which is below the belly button, the lower abdomen.
Right.
Storing chi energy and using that for healing and moving objects. Meditation, not to get off track though, bro. Meditation, of course, meditation is great for raising psychic abilities. Also meditation is great for self-healing purposes, first and foremost, self-healing
Right.
purposes. Uh, with telekinesis, no spooky shit. People will say if you meditate, this can unlock your third eye and activate your chakras. This how you do telekinesis. It ain't that simple. Like bro said, meditation it strengthens your focus, and you need to be able to focus. And you need to be able to focus in order to concentrate. And we need to be able to concentrate in order to achieve telekinesis.
Right.
Telekinesis requires concentration. Concentration requires focus. Meditation strengthens the focus. So we starting at when you meditate and you working on focusing, you feel me, holding a specific thought for an extended period of time. So if you're able to do that, you'll come out of that meditation with deep understandings of the
Right.
thought
Facts.
you were
Facts.
having.
That's big facts.
Higher perspectives of it.
Right. And I also, like I say, when we dealing on these, because from what I've studied and what I've learned, y'all, because I am practicing on this, but I've learned that it's certain techniques that's going to help you actually be able to focus on the object. Certain meditations, right? So, just getting back onto the subject of how important meditation is and a few things that it can help you with. It can most definitely help you with it helps open up your mind to all of the possibilities you thought were impossible before. Okay, so like I was just telling him earlier before we got on here, recently, when I meditated, me trying to hone in onto these abilities myself, I've because we talk about being empathetic with an object. Okay, when I meditate, I try to see me in that object. You see what I'm saying? And falling over. So I hold that thought like I am not, you know what I'm saying? And so consistently just saying like I am everything and everything is me, seeing myself inside of the object and just coming back and then focusing on it. You know what I'm saying? I feel like, it'll be more better. You feel me? But it gives you a chance to become more familiar with your inner self. It helps you harness the power of your brain. It helps you obtain the correct mental state that is needed to move certain objects through the energy of your mind through learning how to keep your mind clear. Because meditation is most definitely going to clear your mind. If you're someone who has like a rambling mind and you just going out there and you doing just a typical breathing technique, I feel like it's going to help you like ease your mind. You know what I'm saying? In terms of like, if you have a very rambunctious mind. But so it helps you to obtain the correct mental state that is needed to move certain objects through the energy of your mind through learning how to keep your mind clear. It helps you. It's a master tool to help you master focus as well and concentration. Helps with controlling your mind, increases your state of awareness, boosts anxiety and calmness. So I guess it deals with anxiety and calmness. It helps you. You know what I'm saying? It helps you. So that's why I say meditation is very very necessary. It also helps with concentration. Okay, meditation is good for telekinesis. And this is just a few techniques that I got out of the book, as you can tell. You feel me? But what do you think about these techniques? Do you use them for these techniques when you meditate? Do you use them to like focus more or?
Yeah, definitely. And it's deep, like it's important, you feel me? Like the books and stuff is cool, but like, I never read a book on telekinesis. And I listen to telekinetic lectures, people trying to debunk telekinesis. I listen to shit like that, but like, we want to start by just picking up an object before we pick up a book.
Facts.
Like if I wanted to teach somebody how to play basketball, I wouldn't, like they would study it, you feel me? They would pick up a ball, start dribbling, taking shots. So it's like,
Facts.
These things, I feel like sometimes because the way, that things are explained scholastically can take a person away, from the organic experience. Just start practicing. Once we start practicing, man, you're gonna have an experience, and then you come up with your own needs. But as far as like the technique that I use, man, I drop a gem on them real quick. When I teach telekinesis, I ain't got a lot of time to teach, so people have to book a consultation. I give a lot of deep, personal techniques that's very effective, and I've created a mathematical equation that anybody can learn telekinesis if they apply this technique. And the equation is E plus I plus E equals T. Now this is empathy plus intention plus energy equals telekinesis. You feel me? So acquiring empathy with the object, raising the intention to the pinnacles, and projecting the energy. Now I teach step by step how to acquire empathy. And that's why I say the students that I have that are empaths, they learn telekinesis real fast. If you're empathic, you learn it fast. And I know like people that's not empaths, it take a little longer, but the empaths that book their consultations, they catch on real quick. So how to acquire empathy, raising the intention. Intention means determination. How determined are you to move this object, touch it? And then projecting the energy. And I definitely got very effective exercise to unlock the hand chakras. So
because I think that's a big thing, right? Because a lot of people don't know that there is actually more than 7 chakras. When we talk about, you know what I'm saying?
That's over 600. And in the Far East, they deal over 600. In the West, we just deal with the 7. So it's over 600 shots. You feel me? Like
facts. And so, like I was saying, we talk about meditation and breathing, right? Because I was telling you, like when I start to like practice on this technique, it takes a lot of energy to do it, especially the chi blast. For me, the chi blast takes a lot of energy to do. You know what I'm saying? Because you say you don't want to like you say, just not using the wind to knock something over, but that energy, you know what I'm saying, that's necessary to knock it over.
Yeah, you pushing that shit. Yeah.
Right, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like it's just a lot of like, it takes a lot of energy to hone in, and especially when you focusing, because if you're somebody in the chat area that ever meditated before, then it's hard to like meditate in the beginning because your eyes hurt. You know, it's hard to stay focused and, you know, maintain that position and that posture, right? You know, so I feel like it's the same way. It's the same way when you doing this and you trying to focus on the object, your eyes start hurting. You know what I'm saying? Something happens that takes your focus off of that. So you most definitely have to be determined. This is something you have to be determined to do. So,
definitely.
Like when I do this, when I'm doing it, you know, I just try to apply those meditative techniques. You know what I'm saying? When I'm practicing, I try to apply those meditative techniques, you know, that in terms of like when I'm doing it, okay? And I know you said that you don't want to try to focus on your breathing when you're doing it because any little thought can throw you off. But when I'm doing it, you know, I just try to focus on that breathing. You feel me? Because, you know, when it comes to breath, you know, we know that breath is real important, you know what I'm saying, in terms of like, you know, meditation and yoga, you know what I'm saying, in terms of like the techniques that they say is necessary to basically focus more. You see what I'm saying? How important would you say that breathing is in terms of, you know, when we talk about the prana and, you know, what do you think about that?
Yeah, definitely. Well, you know, breath means spirit. I'll start there, G.
Facts.
So let's just say breath means spirit. You know, all the way to lingual origin. You know, from Latin spiritus, it means to breathe. All the way down to, you know, Arabic, the ruhan. You know, that's how I say spirit, but the ruhan means breath in Arabic. All the way to the Ruach HaKodesh, the breath of God, the spirit of God in
Prana
Hebrew.
ayana,
And
meaning
then in the
breathing exercises, so on and so forth. So, yeah.
And then look, and even in English, bro, we got the word respiratory. The word spirit is right in the middle of the word respiratory. And what
Facts.
does respiratory means? It means the action of breathing. Breathing is the spirit, and of course, we put that spirit work in, you know, doing meditation. Like that's why, you know, we definitely got a meditation, a very effective meditation breathing technique that we use, and a meditation that we've created and Why Not Try. It's spirit hours. So
Right.
as far like the thing is though, you get your breath work, your spirit work, you know, together before you practice. You feel me? So while you're in the
Right. It's just like
meditation, this is what
meditation.
so before we practice, we get the breath work in with the
Mm.
meditation.
Right.
Then we go
Okay.
into our telekinetic practices. We ain't gotta focus on the breath. Cause it's what one thing with me, bro, like any little thought can be an interference between me and that object. So if I'm trying to control my breath, I'm not all my focus ain't on the object. I'm trying to focus on too many things. Thoughts, breath, no, just be one with the object, quiet empathy first. And if it's like, so if I'm trying to hold my breath or slow it down at a certain pace, that's taking my mind off that.
Right. Because you
It's
focusing on
becoming
the breath.
interference between me and the, exactly. So,
Right.
but we
It's
get the breath work in before meditation. I'm
facts.
before telekinesis practice. We do the spirit showers.
And the reason I asked that question is because, you know, the Hindus, man, they believe that the breath is basically the life force. So, you know, they
Hmm.
put emphasis on breathing. You know what I'm saying? And we know that, you know, when we talk
Yeah,
about yoga and things like that, that's also a technique that comes from that culture. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
I just
And meditation really taught me how to become spiritual. You feel me? Because spirit means, you know, breath,
right,
and
facts.
spiritual is a compound word, spirit and ritual. So breath rituals. And when you meditate, advanced meditation, what we teach, you implement some type of breathing technique, breath
Facts.
work. So these are the breathing rituals, the spirit rituals. So to meditate is to be spiritual truly. And I've received that coming out of meditation, thinking deeply on the word spiritual. And that's another thing though, bro. Like a lot of people say, like with meditation, you got to clear your mind. I definitely don't teach it like that. And this is why
No.
spirit showers is so effective because to meditate means to think deeply. So if my mind is clear, I'm not in deep thought, and that's the opposite of meditation. So going to deep thought with breathing technique, deep thought, breathing, deep thought plus breath work equals higher states of consciousness.
Right.
You feel me?
Yeah,
So
because you
it's
know
like
what?
gotta
Through
be in deep
breathing,
thought.
right? Because see, the whole purpose of breathing is to allow your body basically to relax. So you can go over into that basically what I want to say like a beta state to where it's like you almost sleep.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But you're not. You feel me? But like you say, like the breathing, and so when I meditate, I like to start breathing before I even go into my meditation. You see what I'm saying? So it starts
Gotcha.
before the meditation to calm down. You know what I'm saying? But what do you think
I
about
mean, like,
Now go ahead, God.
now go ahead. I was gonna say to breathe, like, yeah. So the breath work is definitely important. You know, um, it's like you want to get the heart to slow down to a delta state, so the mind can leave the body. You know, you want the mind to
Right,
leave the body in order to go back to that cosmic space where infinite possibility exists. So in order to for the mind to leave the body, it must be in a delta state. And this is why spirit showers is so effective because
right,
it
because that
slow the
breathing
heart rate
technique,
down.
that breathing technique that's
Yeah, the
involved.
breathing. Yeah,
Right.
yeah,
Okay.
exactly. It's
But
yeah. Go ahead,
what I
bro.
wanted to ask you was, what do you think about Tarctica? What is it? Tarctica meditation? Tarctica?
What's the name?
Tractor, Trata. Tarctica.
Uh, I, no, I'm not
I
familiar with
can't
that
think of the
one.
name, but what it is it's a technique that's based off candles. Okay, so what you do is you sit the candle. It's a focus technique. It's a meditation technique. Okay, so it just
Mm-hmm.
teaches you how to focus, right? And what you do is you put this candle in front of you and you light it because they say that the light is going to be the most effective thing to focus on at the time. So it's a technique that's going to be used or a meditation that's done with your eyes open. And you want to sit within like basically arm's length of that candle. You want to sit there and you want to focus on this light, right? While basically uh using the breathing technique of basically breathing in for 4 seconds, holding it for 4 seconds, then breathing out for 4 seconds, holding it for 4 seconds, and then repeating that process. You see what I'm saying? So in the beginning, I really do feel like it's imperative that you focus on the breathing
Hold
so
on,
that you can do it
hold on. You
naturally.
say you
It helps you. It's
breathing
a
in
focus.
for 4 seconds, holding it for 4 seconds,
Yeah, and
breathing
then
out for 4 seconds, holding it.
right, so this
Okay.
through this technique, like you say, it allows your heartbeat to slow down and allows you to get into this relaxed state. You feel me? And it's just basically teaches you by staring at this candle how to focus because when we're dealing with
Mm.
telekinetic abilities, we have to be focused, right? We have to the ability to focus is a main key, right?
Yeah, and you can bend that
I think it's
flame. That's a
Tartica.
good ass technique.
Huh?
Hey, that's a good ass technique to to bend that flame that you looking the candle flame. That's
Right.
pyrokinesis. So
Right.
that's and I'm
Okay.
gonna actually look into that because I'm you just now putting me on a def. Send me some information.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
It's
look into
Tratica.
it.
It's
Just send
called
me some
Tratica.
information whenever you get a chance.
And that's what I told you about, bro. That's what I've been doing. Like, but I haven't been actually. I ain't lit a candle yet, but I'm gonna get to it. You better understand it. But I'm just saying
Oh,
I've been
with the
using
with
it.
the dot with the dot you told me you was focusing on when
Yeah,
that shit had happened.
yeah. You know what I'm saying.
Yeah, yeah.
So, but at the same
Okay,
time
that's
though, I've
deep.
been using that
Yeah,
technique though to breathe though. Like like so, like you say, the breathing comes before actually trying to move object, right? So when I go and meditate,
exactly,
I use
exactly.
that breathing technique. You know what I'm saying? So it can become a natural breathing technique for me. So as I'm performing my meditation and trying to focus on this object and moving it, you know what I'm saying? I will automatically
Hmm.
breathe that way, and it's something that I won't focus on. So I won't have to focus on. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
that's a lot of people ask like how should I breathe when I'm trying to move an object, and I tell them you just make sure you comfortable. You want to make sure you as comfortable as possible because any little disturbance can be an interference. So you need like a percent, like 100% focus, intention. Not you got to be in tunnel zone. So just make sure we comfortable when we breathe. That's how I teach it, man. And it's like, man, because you don't want to get thrown off by anything else.
Right. So yeah, that's why I was saying like, but I told you when I moved the object, man, the first time, right? It's like I didn't believe that I did it, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, no, that wasn't me. It couldn't have been. But when I
Mm,
the more I focus on the object, like I was telling you, I start to see the flow moving under it. You know what I'm saying? And I even start to see the orbs of light around it. You know what I'm saying?
hey, look though.
So
Hey, look though, God. Look, I just want to say something real quick. So you say you just believe you can do it, and you did it. But I'm saying, bro, deep down inside, like you know that you can do that shit. We
facts.
just gotta accept it as a true, as a knowing instead of belief. That
Facts.
wasn't a belief. We just chose to use that word, but you knew you can do that shit already. You
Yeah.
just needed to know like where the fuck do I need to start at?
Right,
You
because
feel
as
me?
I'm
The
looking at the
starting point.
paper, I'm seeing the paper actually move. You know what I'm saying? So it's crazy, man. You know
I
what I'm
think that
saying?
hey look, bro, my first second my second video that I hopped on your live on Facebook, God, and you did that shit on live. People don't know, but I'm in the comment like, yo, it's Aerokinesis. Don't
Yeah,
even
yeah,
get mad
yeah.
because you was like, man, as soon as I'm finna drop some gems on y'all, the wind come blowing hard. As soon as, but it was just clear as day out here. I'm like, that's Aerokinesis. And but you was a little pissed off, like, man, but I forgot what I was finna say. But
Yeah.
peace to the guys and the goddesses,
Yeah,
man.
yeah, yeah, for sure.
Oh, the
But
real
like I was saying,
motherfuckers
I was
tell me that shit,
outside.
man.
I was outside one day, man, and I was just like, man, in my mind, bro, I was like, man, I'm something that come to me as the wind was blowing lightning, and I put my hand up, you can actually feel that wind in your hand. And I feel like these are the things that we have to do so you can feel it and you can see it. Because if you can feel it in your hand, then I'm imagining it being like this ball of light in my hand. You know what I'm saying? And when I'm pushing it toward an object, I'm imagining it, being directed in the way I want it to be pushed. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I feel like that's very important,
Definitely.
man. You know,
Definitely.
but yeah,
Definitely.
though,
Hey, Qigong is real important too. Like meditation is great, but like it's like the thing is like when on this like telekinesis is a part of the spiritual journey for me. I've been spiritually awakened for a long time now, but this is just another level of divine knowledge of self. Every time I move an object, it helps me, become aware of self, even at a higher level. So it's like it's a part of the spiritual journey. And in the spiritual journey is a healing journey. So all the best ability a person can have in my top three, first pick would be the ability to heal anybody and everybody. That's way more powerful than telekinesis. Why? Because you can use that healing energy to move an object without
right.
touching it. If we learn how to heal before anything else, you feel me? We can use the energy that we heal people with for moving objects. But if we just learn how to move an object, we won't know how to heal people. So like meditation, energy cultivation, qigong. Qigong is very important, man. You cultivating, gathering energy, chi energy in certain stances. You doing certain stances and you doing intricate breathing while you in certain poses and stances, but you storing a chi and you use this chi for healing. A person in the Far East has the ability to heal a person by touch because they've been storing chi energy for like 15, 20 years probably. You got
Right.
these qigong has been storing chi energy. We gather energy in meditation, then we release it. Now imagine storing every ounce of chi energy and just living a very light life. You'll be. It's like you walking like you're like a feather. You're so light on your feet, having the ability to pull.
And so when you say
Because
chi
that's the
energy, I
life
want you
that.
to dive into like what it is that chi energy is for people who trying to figure out what is chi energy.
Okay, so chi is how you say energy. In the Far East, that's what they refer
Right.
to energy is. And what is energy is electromagnetic, vibrations. You feel me? We can say, but energy is the life force of all things. So if you're able to store chi, which is energy, without releasing it, we can use it for healing. The way I was told, chi is stored in the joints. Everywhere there's a joint at, like your arm right here, there's a joint right there, a fold. Anywhere there's a fold at, right
Right.
here under and on the underarms, it's a fold right there. It's a fold, and the back of the legs. Anywhere there's a fold where the joint folds, that's where the chi energy is good to store it or gather
Right.
right there too.
And so for
This is
anybody
how a
who's
person.
basically looking for like techniques that want to say, okay, well, I get what chi is, but how do I actually begin to store that energy? What's some
Gather.
techniques?
Oh yeah, qigong. Look into qigong. What is qigong? Qi is chi. You feel me? Chi is energy. Gong is work. So it's energy work. Look into the practice of qigong. You feel me? Learn how to store your chi, gather chi energy, breathing, certain deep, intricate breathing, and certain poses, and storing it in. Because when that breath come through, for all the people that know about breath work, when you're doing breath work, you intaking the breath, you're inhaling through the nostrils and you exhaling through the
Right.
mouth. But when you inhale through the nostrils, you actually become sensitive to the breath. You can feel the breath coming all the way down your throat,
Facts.
all the way into your lungs. You can actually, if you're sensitive enough, you can push that air, that breath more down
Right.
in your
Okay.
abdomen. You can store that
So
shit
so
right
now I get
there.
where you're coming from. It got to be like basically what you're saying is it's all about the intent of where you want to store it. So it's like basically activating the crystal. You imagine where it is that you want that energy to be stored, and you harness it in that area.
Mm,
So
definitely,
so
definitely. It's through
right.
breathing and poses, breathing and poses.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
like spirit shower only allows you to take 3 breaths per minute, and this is why it's able to slow your heart rate down to a low level when put you in a delta state, like a sleeping state. So when
Right.
you go to sleep, your mind can't leave. You can't have a dream if the heart is racing. The
Facts.
heart has to slow down, become very faint and light in order for the mind to disconnect from the body. So
Okay. So,
spirit
well,
showers
I
is very
mean,
effective.
in your opinion, man, what would you say the proper meditation approach is for to basically harness these abilities? Because I know it's a lot of people now, and I'm not talking about like from my standpoint, but I'm saying like in terms of what has personally worked for you in terms of the meditative approaches that you've taken.
Meditate, man. I've tried many meditations. Dragon breaths, fire breaths. Timo, you feel me? Timo is definitely uh, it's a Tibetan Buddhist monk meditation, and this requires visualization and a different breathing technique. Tumo, Tummo. Now, these the monks that be in the Himalayas. You feel me? Far up in the mountains. They don't live in cities. They live in the mountains where it's cold at, and they asshole naked, bro, with a sheet over their back, and in the freezing cold in the mountains. Then they do the Tamo meditation, and you can see how hot they get because the back of their head and backs are steaming, and they get and through Tumo, you feel me? Visualization and breathing techniques. But my personal go-to, without even being long-winded, is spirit showers. Spirit showers is a unique breathing technique, you feel me, that we've created used in a 10-minute meditation session. So spirit showers. And it was originally, created, we created this for healing purposes, and learning how to take back control over the emotional state, overcoming certain, you know, um, all mental health issues, because depression is a mental health issue,
Facts.
anxiety is a so a spirit shower is used for
Excuse me.
mental healing. Yeah, spirit showers was created for mental healing. This is a part of our mental healing practices, but and divine and advanced meditation practices. But however, the more and more I started to like dive deeper and get better and better at our spirit showers, the more benefits I started to receive from it. So I'm like, yo, this ain't only for like healing. This life manifested so many things from this type of meditation, spirit showers, healing. This will enhance your psychic abilities. This is a fact. No spooky shit or sci-fi shit, but for real, because this type of meditation strengthens your focus, and you need to be able to focus to concentrate. You need to be able to concentrate in order to achieve telekinesis. So it
Right.
enhances your psychic abilities from telepathy to intuition, clairvoyance. These are psychic abilities as well. I think that's what you got, bro. You got
Yeah, clairvoyance.
clairvoyance. You're
Yeah.
able to see shit. Yeah. So these
But
are psychic abilities too, and this meditation will enhance those.
right, and I know the Hindus they talk about this in their sadhs, man. But I wanted to ask, like, when it comes to spirit showers, are you willing to like give a little bit of that out, the information out, so people can try to apply it to their lives? For the ones who are actually
Yeah.
trying to tap into these powers. So
Yeah. Definitely. So
y'all do me a favor, man. Pound
as
that
you
like
can.
button up and share it, man.
Oh yeah, yeah. Make sure y'all pound the like button and share it, man. That's appreciate the God, man, for even his platform. You feel me? Shout out to all the God from the platform. But yeah. So when we dealing with spirit showers, I'm gonna start off with the basics, just so you can, get. start from the foundations. Spirit showers is a unique breathing technique used in a 10-minute meditation sessions. And what it does is it allow us to wash away the spiritual contaminations we let accumulate over time. Spirit means breath. You feel me? So how do you give the spirit a shower? Through the breath work. This is the best way to give your spirit a shower. Not spiritual bath or spiritual shower, but a spirit shower. Very, very, very different. You feel? Because it don't requires any physical water. It's dealing with the inner waters. Breath, which is air, which is water. Hydrogen atoms within air. This is water internal. So this dealing with the inner waters, no physical things. Spirit showers allow us to heal self without any, external sources. And I'm gonna get into the breath work, but I just want to break it down from a beginner standpoint. It allows us to heal self without any external sources. I'm talking about from an emotional, you need emotional healing, mental healing, down to physical healing. I'm talking about a broken bone, or you can get a cut, a laceration. You feel me? If you apply spirit showers, this type of meditation to your healing, this will accelerate your healing process. So like I got a pit, my gave me he gave me 4 stitches right here. You feel me? Like 5 stitches right there. But I supposed to healed up in 2 weeks, 14 days. I was taking 2 spirit showers. It's on my YouTube page for anybody that want to verify too. The whole journey, my healing journey with the spirit shower and my recovery updates. Within 5 days, my stitches had a scab under it, and the scab had new skin under it. Within 5 days, the stitches was ready to get taken out. I was taking 2 spirit showers a day. Now, spirit showers is a 10-minute meditation session. It's only 10 minutes. And the first 3 minutes of the 10 minutes requires the breathing technique. And remain 7 minutes of the 10 minutes, you'll be in a cosmic space doing whatever you please, whether it's self-healing, manifesting, whatever the case you want to astral project. This is great for astral projection too. I got a video on my YouTube as well, coming out of a spirit shower right into astral projection the right way. You feel me?
Right.
So spirit showers, it has many benefits, but
And you know what?
you implementing. Go ahead.
Just from the technique that you said about spirit showers, I can see that. Well, I want to say the breathing technique, right? That you were saying, I can see it happening because. Now let me ask you a question, because when we get into your basis or your technique of meditation and astral projection, you say it's an intentional daydream. Not to cut you off for what you were saying, because I feel like this goes hand in hand with that. So when you meditating and you doing your spirit showers, are you doing it with your eyes open, almost like in like a daydream state?
Exactly. So, and that's exactly how I teach it. Like when you ask a lot of people, you hear a lot of people say astral projected. So astral projection, the way I teach it is, if you look at the word, this is how you start off with right knowledge. Let's deal with the word. What does astral projection mean? To have an intention OBE, which is an out of body experience where you need an astral plane. So you dive deeper in understanding of that. You say like, okay, when I go to sleep and I have a dream, this is actually me astral projection, but the intention isn't added, and also I'm sleep. So what makes a dream different from an astral projection? Sleep and awake. This is the difference between an astral projection. People say that they astral projection, and I ask them, were you sleep or awake? And most of them say, yo, I was asleep, or I was about to go to sleep when I astral projected. But this is just a dream. Now there's many levels to dream. There's many levels to the dream. To the dream realm. But this is just a dream if you're sleeping. You have to be in a awake state. You have to be in a dream state while awake in order to achieve astral projection. Astral projection, when you in a daydream, this is in a dream state while being awake. But when you add intentions to your daydream, this is how you project yourself into the astral. So you can slip into the astral planes, you can fall into the astral planes, you can be projected into the astral planes. Slipping into the astral planes is when you slip into a daydream. Let's just say you drive in a car. You driving a car, 45-minute drive, you slip into the astral planes because you just slipped into a daydream without even thinking about it. You fall into astral planes when you fall asleep and have a dream. You fall into the astral planes. But you project yourself into the astral planes once you start to add intentions. When you add intentions, you project yourself into the astral planes, because by definition astral projection is to have an intentional out of body experience. Keyword intentional.
Right.
So intention daydream is an out of body experience. So add intentions, be intentional with your daydreams. You get better and better at this. You project yourself deeper and deeper into the astral planes. You feel me? It's very
Right, because
effective
like you
if you
say,
if,
it's a
if there's not a
projection.
knowledge.
It's a
Hmm.
projection. So I feel like we don't stop and think about what the words are. What they mean. So yeah, I agree with you.
Definitely. So, with spirit showers, not to even be long winded, but with spirit showers, it's a three it's a unique breathing technique. You know, now the breath work is only utilized for the first 3 minutes, and the remaining 7 minutes you'll do as you please in that cosmic space. And this is why it's so effective, also because it only takes you 3 minutes to access a larger state of consciousness. It's ain't like no 10-minute deep breathe. No, only 3 minutes, and you're only allowed to three breaths within those 3 minutes. And it can be challenging to people that's not used to conscious breathing. We call breath work conscious breathing. Being conscious of the breath instead of the breath
Right.
being involuntary most of the time. So people that not used to conscious breathing doing breath work can be challenging for them. But if it can be taught to anybody correctly, and easy for any. I make it easy for anybody. The way
Right.
you do this is. Go ahead, bro.
No, I'm just listening to you. Cut up, God. That's what
Oh
you here
no,
for.
so
Do your
so
thing, God.
now, I for sure. So the way you do it is you inhale for 10 seconds and then you exhale for 10 seconds. You feel me? You inhale for ten
Can you give
seconds,
us like an
exhale for
example of
ten
how you know
seconds.
what I'm saying? Because a lot of people, man, they learn through the visualization of things. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, shit. Space. I definitely got meditations. Damn, no, every live on my Instagram and my YouTube, Joe. The space ain't really, you feel me, compatible right now, Joe, you feel me? But
Right.
it's very simple. It's at, inhaling for 10 seconds through the nostrils and exhaling for 10 seconds through the mouth. So other techniques, they inhale for a certain amount of time, hold it for a certain amount of time, then exhale for a certain amount of time, hold it. Spirit showers is different. You inhaling for 10 seconds, exhaling for 10 seconds. Now, one inhalation and one exhalation is equivalent to one full breath. So it took you 20 seconds to make one full breath. Now it take you 60 seconds to complete three full breaths in that manner. If you inhale through the nostrils, 10 seconds counting up, exhale through the mouth for 10 seconds counting down. That's 20 seconds you completed one full breath. So
Right.
3 minutes equivalent to nine full breaths. By the end of that last breath, you'll be in a cosmic space. Now, this meditation definitely
Man.
goes deeper though, all the way to secrete the secretion of dimethyltryptamine, which is DMT. You can definitely secrete a small spike of DMT. You feel me? It's a little tweak to the spirit showers right at the end of the last breath, though.
But I do feel like it's important for
Before I
people to
teach
know
people,
that excuse me, not to cut you off, God, but when you breathe, it's a certain way you need to breathe. You can't breathe like so when he's talking about breathing, it's a technique that's used to breathe. Your rib cage should be going in and out, in and out. You shouldn't be breathing up and down, okay? So just keep that in mind when you're doing these breathing techniques that he's talking about.
oh yeah. So it's many different breathing techniques, but I try to stick to what I know. Is organic. I've tried a lot of them, but like spirit showers just keep revealing more and more benefits. So I'm like, it'd be like I find a new benefit from spirit showers like every other month. Like, and it all started from just healing, but at the same time, it's like, that can do so much other things you can do from this type of breathing. But you inhaling through the nostrils and exhaling through the mouth. 10 seconds in, 10 seconds out. And that's 60 seconds, 3 breaths within 1 minute. So, it's the visualization is definitely added to it. You want to be able to visualize. But before I teach meditation to anybody, I start them off right and understanding. Right knowledge and understanding of meditation. To meditate, look at the word. What meditate mean? To meditate means to think deeply. You feel me? So if my mind is clear, I'm not in deep thought. We need to take a thought that we want to figure out or manifest or whatever, and think deeply on that in meditation after the breath work.
Facts.
See, and for people say all the time, Chief, I have a problem clearing my mind. That's in meditation. I say you're not supposed to. Whoever told you that, that's the reason you're not seeing any results. So focused on the breath. If you first 3 minutes focused on the breath work, and if you focused on the breath, if you follow the breath, the mind will naturally fade away. If we
Right.
focus
And
on
see,
the
like when
breath,
I
the
teach,
mind
I always teach that when you meditate, man, like I want to say maybe like the first week or two of your meditation, that should be. I'm talking about for the ones who are in the beginning stages. You should be focusing on your breath to begin with. You should be imagining your breath that you take in actually traveling down your windpipe, so on and so forth. You need to do this until it becomes natural to you. Okay? Then you want to hone in on the ability of holding a thought. You know what I'm saying? You still going to receive some results
talk to
from it.
him,
But
talk to him,
yeah, you know what I'm
talk to him,
saying?
God, on the real.
Yeah, you most definitely, then you gonna start to, receive some you gonna once you start to hone in on your thought process, even though before you do this, you're gonna be able to get results anyway. It's gonna be relaxing. Like I say, if you got like a running man, if your man is everywhere, it's gonna most definitely calm you down. But also you wanna breathe, like I was saying, in the beginning. Breathe from the beginning. Don't just get into the meditation. I took my son to meditate and he thought we were just gonna go down and get into a posture and we was just gonna start breathing. No, we have to ease our way into this. You know what I'm saying? We have to, it starts
Yep.
before you actually get into your posture. So yeah, that's big facts. But go
Yeah,
ahead,
and
guy.
like and before we start breathing technique, it's important for us to set our intentions. Because a lot of times in spirit showers, you're gonna reach a higher state of consciousness within 3 minutes. Now, a lot of times, once after the last breath, you'll be like, "Yo, okay, I'm in this cosmic space. Okay, I'm here now. I know I'm in a pure space right now. This that cosmic space everybody was talking about. But what do I do now? A lot of people get to that space and they ask themselves, what am I supposed to do now? Well, this is what your intentions is for. Set intentions before the breath work. When you go into breath work, only focused on breath work. When you get in that cosmic space, now carry out your intentions. Whether healing, manifesting, astral projection, psychic ability enhancement, you feel me? Anything. So carry out your intentions. Oh, viewing. Man, I used to remote view on my ex, one of the goddesses, one of my former goddesses. I used to remote view on her all the time. Why not Ayana, man? And it's like, and she'll be shocked of how you feel me. Like I call her and tell her what she's doing, and who all over and everything. It's like, how you know that? I'm like, I just came out of meditation, and some told me to call you and tell you this. So that's remote viewing,
Right.
So the thing
And
is to set your intentions. To set your intentions though. One thing I want to share real quick though, bro, in the telekinesis community, it's a lot of the gods and goddesses that's practicing now, and a lot of them, and quite a few of them are stuck at at a certain level. They can't get past a certain level. And I noticed a pattern. All the gods and goddesses that still stuck at a certain level, they not devoted to energy cultivation, meaning meditation, qigong. They just practice all day telekinesis. But this is
right.
why they not advanced. They stuck at a level. So people, you have to take Make it a daily habit. 10-minute meditation, maybe 20-minute qigong. That's 3 minutes out the day. You deserve it, G. And that's the
Right.
only way we're gonna see like real benefits from shit like this, cause it don't happen overnight. Telekinesis
Facts.
is a lifelong practice.
Yeah, I mean,
It's a
I
lifelong
feel like the proof is. I mean, you know, that's what's understood need not be explained because, I mean, it's something that you're not used to doing. You know what I'm saying? If you was used to doing it, I feel like it'd be something that you would be able to do on a, I mean, without even thinking. But I do feel like that's what the practice is all about. You need to be able to do that under extreme pressure. You know what I'm saying? So, and that's what being tapped in right now. If I'm sitting in here, I should be able to pick something up and then move it without even, touching it.
But that's what I'm saying. It's like my boy, you feel me? My brother over here, man. Like I'm teaching telekinesis, and like he started applying the techniques I was teaching him. And when it was just me and him, I made sure I wasn't distracting him while he was acquiring empathy with the object. And he would start to move it. You feel me? The straw, I had put a straw on the table and start to move it. And
Now I know you were saying,
he was doing it really good for about 30 minutes. And then he got excited and then he went to go get his baby mama. He tried to show his baby mama and it just his connection. And he
right?
couldn't even connect with it so this is like it's really like shadow work, bro. This is the type of shit we need to practice when no one is watching. So like if you live, you feel me, and somebody even if you're a master, and if you live, like if somebody actually like telekinesis don't work like that, you feel me? Because any little distraction can be an interference.
Yes,
It's deep, man.
but now I was saying, like, when you talk about becoming empathetic with an object, man, what advice do you have for the people who don't know how to become empathetic with an object? Okay, I know with me and you was talking in the background, you was telling me like basically you're so connected with the object that you can actually taste it. Okay, and you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So how do
Yeah.
people actually get to that point?
Yeah, so spending time with the object, becoming very aware of it. Like with what the pop cans, like I can taste that metal, and when it's like I can start to taste the metal. When I'm acquiring empathy or focusing on it, I know I'm finna move it. It's like you can take that, you have a metal taste in your mouth, but to the point where you can smell it, you can close your eyes and see it. To the point where if you look at my demonstrations, what I'm doing with my hands most of the time, all the time, I'm trying to feel the object without touching it.
Right.
You feel me? And once I'm able to, you connected to it. So this is why I say, like, let's just say a person is starting off with a plastic bottle. Now, this is very fundamental. You feel me? Start off with something light. We don't want to, you feel me, overwhelm ourselves because that can be a discouragement. I done seen many people start practicing and they trying to start off like they masters, and then they end up abandoning the practice, and they see me
And that's
advance,
where I was. That was
you
me.
know,
That
and then they coming back. They like, damn, I should have stayed on the journey. Now they got to start all back over. It's like start from crawl before we walk, man. Get like the lightest thing you can find.
Now,
Apply
when you say
empathy. Like let's just real quick, bro. Let's just say we starting off with an empty bottle of water. You feel me? An empty plastic bottle, and you moving it. You practicing with that bottle. I want like I teach my students to practice with the same object. Try not to switch up the objects. You want to, if that's the water bottle, keep that water bottle and only practice with that because this is going to gain your empathetic connection to that specific that specific object. The more time you spend with it, the more aware you become of it. You feel me? You can feel how much it weighs in your hand without holding it. You can feel the texture of it without actually touching it. You can smell it. You can taste it. Like you just become one with it. Becoming
right,
very aware.
facts, and that's what meditation helps with. But I was saying that you were saying, what was you saying? It was something that you had said along the lines of I can't remember what I was finna say, man. But yeah, that's most definitely. I can't remember what I was finna say about the. Oh yeah, so you were saying start with something light, okay? But I know upon my research and things like that, it's a lot of other people that would say that you want to start with something that's willing to move, like, something like a pop bottle, okay? Because the law of physics says that anything that's in motion is going to want to stay in motion, and anything that's like stagnant or still is going to want to stay still. Meaning you're gonna have to basically use more energy to move that still object, okay? So what do you say about that for people who do you think it's okay to start with like something that's already in motion? Because I see you do that a lot. I see you use like
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So like things that are already in motion, like they got a interview with Oprah Winfrey. You feel me? They got an interview. I have like a pendulum around here, or something, because this would be something that I can just give a quick demonstration on. But they got an Oprah Winfrey interview when dude was teaching her telekinesis, and you feel me? Telekinesis is you know ability to move object without touching it. But you influencing the motion of an object is TK2. We call TK telekinesis TK2. So let's just say you got a chain and you already dangling the chain this way. Now stop and let it dangle in that way. You put motion in it already. Now with your mind, you can influence that rock from swaying side to side to going back and forth, but because it already has motion. So you feel me? But you can influence the motion of an object too, though.
right,
And when we dealing with aerokinesis, my aerokinetic practices, this is where that comes in, that influencing the motion of the air. You have to become one with that motion. Meaning, like, we got a practice in aerokinesis called TAP. This is accuracy practice. Target accuracy practice, where you put multiple objects out there and you want the wind to hit a specific object, but so we know it's not just some spontaneous wind. If it hit the object that I want to hit and they all standing by side, I know I influenced that. That was because of my intentions. You feel me? So target accuracy practice proves that your intention can influence and bend reality, because it's not just spontaneous wind. If it was, it'll knock all of them over. You got the same two of
right,
the same object standing side by side. You intending the object to hit this one bottle, probably the one in the middle. And you feel me? If you practice become connected to the air element, not necessarily the object, this aerokinesis, the ability to manipulate wind or air. You feel me? So you have to become. A lot of times you got to go in the direction of the air in target accuracy fraction, because if you're going against the air, we ain't gonna win. We gotta be the air. Don't have to become one with us. We have to
right.
become one with the air. So we don't
And I
we
noticed
don't
that. I
want
noticed what
the
you was
wind.
doing when you was dealing with like the three. Because I have a video of you actually dealing with like three of these three trash cans, and you said you knew you could tilt it over, you could push it over with the air, but you wanted to see it slide. So you actually made one of them slide, and then you're like, okay, I got that.
Yeah,
Let me do the other one. So yeah, that's a prime example of what you was, of what you're
yeah,
trying to say.
definitely, definitely, God, definitely. So you get the trolls and the skeptics. That's a part of the game. But that's
Facts.
the reason, we gods and goddesses. You feel me? Like we can withstand the pressure. You feel me? We don't let shit knock us off the journey, because we know deep down inside, the abilities we have. You know, but talk. So in order to become one with the air element, air don't have to become one with us. We have to become one with the air. So if the air blowing this way, I'm not. I can't get connected to the air if I'm going in this resistance. If I'm aiming that way, I want to go in the same flow as the air and eventually be able to manipulate it. You have to flow with the air to
Right.
become it. So this
You
is
have
what
to see
target accuracy
yourself
practice
actually
proves.
being the air, right?
Exactly. Like
So
the way I teach, becoming acquiring empathy with the air. The way I do it, because in aerokinesis you have the ability to summon a gust of wind at will. You have the ability to slow the wind down, and you have the ability to aim the wind to hit a specific target. You feel me? You actually have these abilities, and I prove them, and other people learn from you. You feel me? So it's like science. We can use science. I already went into the scholarship of this is proven for all the skeptics and the trolls on my IG. Like, but I can go to science, but like if you want to research this, you're gonna see like, yo, you already have these abilities. So it's like people in the Far East, it's normal over there. Like kids are activating. Kids are activating, but in the West, we look at it as taboo because we're a
Right.
Christianized country.
Yeah.
You feel me? So it's deep, man.
I feel like that's the biggest
But
thing, bro, and that's why so many people over here cannot attack. They can't tap into their abilities. Is because everything is being demonized, bro. And see, just like when you go over to Russia, you notice they open up their parlors, right? So that you would start to see that the very person that they're worshiping is the exact same so-called color as you. You know what I'm saying? But yet still over here in America, they're trying their hardest to keep this from you because they know once you start to realize that you are the ones that they were worshiping, then you start to tap back into abilities like this. You know what I'm saying? And it becomes scary for them. You feel me? So yeah, like y'all gotta understand, bro. We've been lied to. That's why they demonize it so much. Because you have to understand, they understand that you can be controlled through fear. Through fear, they can control you.
I ain't gonna cap, God, like no cap, like we in a conscious, quote unquote, conscious community, and
Right.
it's a lot of shout out to the melanated guys. I love y'all, you feel me? But and I hear a lot of the melanated guys and goddesses saying that we the only people with these abilities, like nobody else, only the nine ether beings. But it's like life showed me like that's not true, man, and we have to go on the flow of what life's showing us. Cause I was in a Russian group chat with some powerful motherfucking China, from motherfucking Russia, from Spain, from Africa, it was from America. It was a lot of us all over the planet in that one group chat. Like you feel me? Training, exchanging techniques. It's deep.
Right.
So it's like these white boys in Russia though, no, Russia tapped in, and once I got into that group chat, I started to like look into the telekinetic community in Russia, and they already been on this shit since the 40s and 50s. Like
Right.
telekinesis is a big thing over there. Like they got some power. The dude Alex, his name Alex, man, that was group chat. He Russian, and he was like powerful, Joe. Like his technique is the technique I used to slide this green cup when I was doing slide instead of the rolling. But it take a lot of energy out you too, though. That specific technique.
Right.
But the
Yeah.
Russians tapped in, so anybody can tap in these abilities. It's just whoever takes it serious. We have to become devoted to the practice. You feel
Right,
me?
that's
We
facts.
shouldn't.
Yeah, and you know what? Just like I just said in the beginning, I do feel like anybody can tap into these abilities. But when it comes to this realm, bro, I feel like this realm is ours and the Latinos, man. You feel me? And that's genetically proven. It's a certain group of people that actually evolve with the planet. So I do believe, like you said, it's other people who can tap into this, man, because I truly believe somewhere along the line in this game that we playing, bro, um, some of these people, man, they do have souls. I just said that. Even if we go to
Hey,
with the
it's
theory of
like it's
Yakub.
like it's like these melanated, a lot of the melanated, a lot of the melanated reflections. They'll spend their time trying to debunk it or critique it. But you got these motherfuckers over here in Russia, these white boys that's actually taking the time out to cultivate the energy to do this shit. So it's
Right,
like a
facts.
lot of guys and goddesses know, because it's a lot of motherfuckers that like try to throw you off your journey, and they'll say anything and but it's like once you get to that point of proving this, it's like you realize you're wasting energy and there's nothing to prove. You feel me? We only speaking to those who already have these abilities and who know they can do them if they just practice. But
Right,
like I tell people, when I look at a Chinese qigong master, setting a piece of paper aflame with his fire with his hand by touching it. I never done that, but deep down inside, I know I can do the same thing if I become dedicated to whatever he practicing. I know I have that ability. You feel me? I'm
right.
not like critiquing it like, man, that's fake, or I got to see that in person. Like, man, it's the way
And
the
see, that's why I
universe
say, bro,
works. You feel me?
that whole thought process is what kept this spell over us, bro. You have to understand that. Like, I go back to what I was saying earlier when we talk about belief being the glue that holds the spell together. It's all about what you know you can do. If you believe, if you know you look, that's why I'm with you when you say take belief out the vocabulary because for you to say things like that and understand that what words are, you speak those things over your life, man, and so you start to really
Definitely,
be what it is that you speaking. You feel me? So yeah, that's a fact, God. You know what I'm
definitely.
saying?
Your mentality creates your reality. So those who they doubt the next person, they simultaneously subconsciously on themselves. You feel me? Like, so it's like, and it's just be the empowerment. I had put up a video on my page at this fucking monk from the Far East. He had pierced this can with a fucking chi blast. He pierced it, and you got people was like, yo, that's fake. This that and the other. I'm like, that ain't even. I'm not even thinking like that. I know I can do the same shit if I
Right.
become dedicated. If I put more dedication into energy cultivation, whether it was fake or real. You feel me? These motherfuckers worship. They they worried about the wrong shit, and it's taken away from their inner abilities. You feel
Facts.
me?
Yeah, you know
But
what?
it's a lot. Don't get me wrong, though, God. It's a lot of now on TikTok. Telekinesis is trending. Now it's a lot of fake shit out there. You feel me? And we, on my Instagram platform, bro, we call them niggas out. We be exposing the
Facts.
faces and all that shit, Joe. But it's like, a lot of this shit be CGI. But if like, and you have to have discernment, like the brother just said. You feel me? Earlier, use your discernment. And, your third eye must be open when dealing with these people on the internet because it's a lot of CGI shit going on out here. CGI.
Yeah.
If y'all know, if y'all, know what CGI is, created imagery. You feel me? By computerized systems. It's a lot of CGI green screens and shit, but organic telekinesis when you see it. You feel me? It's like the objects move organic. It's like no nothing. You feel me? That's why I started covering my objects over,
Right.
with a jar or something to prove like, yo, this ain't no fake shit. Like,
So how would you? What I mean? How do you identify it, though? How would you identify somebody that's doing it? That's fake.
Man, you just by the way the objects move, like okay, this how I do, like, cause I'm trying to connect with other beings, you feel me, that got these abilities as well. That's why you feel me connected with you. You feel me, a lot of other, you feel me, a lot of other dope ass people on the internet. But so if I see a person do something like post a video, I go to their profile. And what I do is I go all the way to the beginning of the practices. I go all the way down their timeline. I want to see the first video that they posted. And if you woke up levitating objects or moving heavy objects so easily, and man, it's like that's a red flag. I want to see your practice. Where did you start? And did you have to develop, this practice? Did you have
Facts.
to practice to, become stronger, or did you wake up? If you just woke up posting advanced videos, that's a red flag. You feel me?
Right. It's most definitely like that. Like, cause when you ask somebody like, man, are you tapped in? And they're like, yeah, I'm tapped in. And you ask them certain questions to try to see how it is that they became tapped in. You know what I'm saying? Because you yourself done the work, then you can identify the bullshit. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I feel where you come from. Like, so if somebody come along and say, "Oh yeah, well I'm tapped in, I use this ability," then you can say, "Oh yeah, well you ain't doing it the organic way." You know what I'm saying? So yeah,
Definitely. Yeah, and man. I mean, if you know anything about editing, you can tell the videos that got a green screen and the videos that's using CGI. You feel me? So CGI is computer generated imagery. You feel me? Special effects added to, you feel me, the videos, and it make it blend in and look like real. That's CG. That's what CGI is. You feel me? That's what I know. A lot of people that's doing that shit. You feel me? I don't want to name no names because you got a decent platform, and I ain't
yeah,
no hater, but it's fucking up. That's why I get a lot of the trolls and criticism because the fake shit. Like I tell niggas, you don't have to fake this shit. You can just the time to learn it. You ain't gotta do no green screen shit or none of that fake shit.
yeah.
Why not just take the time out to learn this shit, man? Like for real, man.
Right. That just take too much energy. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't gonna lie. When I seen you start covering up your stuff, it was like, okay, he the truth because he covering that stuff up. You feel me? Like you ain't. How could it be a string? Like that takes away from the theory of a string being attached because you putting something over and you actually pulling it towards you. So yeah, it's crazy, y'all.
Yeah, that shit, man.
It do get deep, man.
What I always tell people, like, it's not, during the beginning I thought it was for everybody, but like I don't even call telekinesis superpowers. I call them divine abilities because
Right.
the word divine means of God. Now these are the abilities of God. Only the God have the abilities, and everybody not a god or a goddess. So these abilities ain't for the masses. They not for everybody, and that's what the uni is teaching me that. the more and more you feel me, I'm on this journey, I'm learning and I'm gaining wisdom on the telekinetic journey. Like, yo, stop trying to make everybody a god and a goddess. It's only for a selected few people.
Right,
Ain't for
facts.
everybody, Joe.
That's right. It's all about, and then when you think about the beginning story and you talk about how genetics came about, right? Then you got to understand that everybody couldn't be a god because everybody wasn't a part of that genetic makeup. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, yeah, and I feel like God is a frequency. So if you ain't got that God man, that God conscious, how can you call yourself a god? You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah, definitely. Shit. I mean, like, in our divine knowledge of self, our knowledge of self teachings, like, like God is divine knowledge of self, and this is a higher state of self awareness. So this is a consciousness that we must dwell on. It's a certain thought frequency we must ascend to and resonate on. So it's a consciousness is shapeless and formless. Like, the way we teach God is very different from, how my reflections in the conscious community. But it's in a flow of life. My teachings come from nature. I don't, the things I teach came from the book of life. Really, no books. You can see everything I teach in nature, though.
right.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, it's deep.
Yeah, you most definitely got to tap into, nature first and foremost. Like I told you, I went out and hugged the tree yesterday. My son was looking at me like I'm crazy. No, I'm becoming one with nature. You know what I'm saying? I knew what I'm doing. I'm relating to this tree. Me and that tree have a connection. You know what I'm saying? And so, shoot, I went over there and I told him, like, man, watch how I make this tree touch me. And you know what I'm saying? I made the tree touch me. You know what I'm saying? It's all about your frequency.
Yeah, they respond to you like trees. Like, they definitely, if you ask them a question, like, they'll respond.
Yeah, facts.
They
See, what I
respond
did
like
was I
exactly
hugged
like
the tree, right? What I did was I went and hugged the tree, okay? And I just rubbed it, hugged it, told it, man, you know what I'm saying? I understand that you are a living organism. I know that you're alive, so on and so forth. So I left. I went over and meditated. Like I told you, my son decided he wanted to meditate with me. So, I did a slight meditation with him, and then I went back over to the tree. I hugged it again. And then I just said, watch, I'm finna meditate it. You know what I'm saying? I'm finna meditate in front of the tree, which I meditated in the standing up posture, and I did a mudra, famous mudra. You know what I'm saying? The third chakra mudra. I mean, eye chakra mudra. But I did that, and I was saying to myself, like, I am everything, and everything is me. And if you can hear me and you can feel me, then reach out and touch me. And then, the wind started to blow, and it just touched it touched my shoulder, one of the leaves from it, bro. I'm gonna show y'all because I know it was a challenge going around with that at one time. Well, you know what I'm saying? Everybody was saying, if you was doing it right, if you was doing the energy work that was necessary, they were saying that, it wouldn't be hard to have nature respond to you. And a lot of people was walking up to the trees, you know what I'm saying? So yeah.
definitely, Joe. And it's deep, man. Nature, we have to become connected to the planet. It's unfortunate, again, in the conscious community, most of the reflections they hate planet Earth. They all want to go back to Sirius or Nibiru. No, they can't stand planet Earth, but planet Earth is our domain. That's what we have to realize. This is where we belong. And we have to connect it to the planet because if we don't, the planet ain't gonna deal with us. In a likeful manner.
Right,
So yeah,
yeah.
just appreciating this planet. A lot of times, people get on my IG and they talk bad about planet Earth. It's like, well, hey, well, if they need to destroy, we need to go back to Nibiru. I can't wait to the stars.
Yeah.
I'll be like, yo,
And you know what? It's not the planet though. It's really just it's the people on it. You know what I'm saying? It's causing the destruction on the planet, bro. If we can get rid of them, then I feel like everything could be different. You know what I'm saying? But whether you believe it or not, it's some people that do need to be guided, y'all. And it's sick and sad. It's sick and sad that it's a lot of
yeah,
people that need to be guided.
with our divine self teachings, you feel me? This is how to become God again. We have to awaken the God within. And once you become God, goddess, you break the matrix. So a lot of people, that want to see. I know when this body expires, you feel me? My consciousness will always come back to this planet. I'm coming back. And that's because of master this earth realm. To master this earth realm, we're gonna appreciate it. But when we become a god or a goddess, this is how we break matrix and master this earth realm. So no matter what the higher forces is doing on the planet, all the evil that's being done, we have the ability to take control over our reality. You know, life is the universe, the whole universe is a mental projection. You know, as I say all the time, the only reason I'm being heard is because y'all watching me. Y'all listening. The only reason I can be
Facts.
seen is because y'all watching. So without observation, I cease to exist within y'all reality, and your reality is the only reality that matters at the end of the
Facts.
day, because you're waking up and going to sleep. Once you go to sleep, the whole world falls asleep. Once you die, we all die, because
Wow.
there will
Yeah.
only be a single thought in your mind during
Facts.
afterlife, in your reality.
Because that
You know,
state of consciousness
so
is no longer there. And like I was telling my daughter, I'm like, you here with me right now because you want to be here with me. This is a reality that we're both creating together. You see what I'm saying? You creating your moment, I'm creating my moment. You see what I'm saying? And so you have to understand that everything that takes place in your life is being created in an instant. You feel me? That you're partaking in. Like, so what I mean by that, it's being created in a now. You see what I'm saying? So like even us being here is it's we created this moment. We manifested this moment through our state of consciousness. You feel me? And even the people that's in the lab, they manifested this. You feel me? So right now, all of our realities are starting to just intertwine with one another. You know, and that's what's taking
we
place.
we we coming back to the collective, you know, as one mind, as before the duality and the split. So yeah, it's deep, you know. But you know, when we become gods and goddesses, you know, whatever the higher forces choose to do will affect us, because you know we have control over our emotional state, and we have control over our thoughts, the thoughts that enter and exit the mind, the thoughts, you know, that lingers around, the thoughts that even never come to the mind. We have control over our mind in totality. So it's like no matter what they can do, they can, if they want to plague us and send us and kill us off, they can kill the consciousness. They can kill the bodies, but you know, we teach in Why Not Tribe, you have many bodies. You know, you have many bodies that you as awareness, or the consciousness that's inside the body. That consciousness is you. And you have many bodies that you express your awareness in. You know, we was talking about the shadow body, which is the Shuyet, one of the 9 parts of the soul in ancient Kemetic. You know, the shadow body is a body. You know, you have, each body is for a specific person. The purpose for a body is to express consciousness. This is how consciousness expresses itself, from a body, through a body. So each body, your shadow is a body, and each body is associated to a specific realm. You know, you have the astral planes, right? But you got the dream realm. You know, you got certain places you go to in the unconscious realms of existence. You know, this is when you sleep. And in that unconscious realms, it's a whole nother existence. Once you access the body that's associated to it, which is the
Right.
Shuyet, the shadow self. You know, you need an astral body in order to travel the astral plane. You have a dream body, you have a light body, you have an astral body. You have many bodies to express consciousness in, this being one of them. You know, so they can never kill us. They can only kill the body, but we eternal. We
Facts.
eternal awareness. The difference between eternity and infinity is, you know, infinity is to live forever. This means to live forever within time. So if this time is 10 million years, and I'm infinite, I will live forever within this time. But as soon as this time up, then I'm up. Eternity is to exist before time and behind time. And awareness is eternal consciousness. Nothing exists in life, in existence, without consciousness first. Never a time that something existed where consciousness didn't exist.
Right.
Since the beginning, since before the beginning, consciousness existed.
Because
It's
everything
eternal.
started with a
So
thought.
that's what you are. Exactly.
Everything started with a
So
thought.
that's what we are.
Especially when you go back when you go back to Egyptian mythology and you talk about Ptah and all that, you know, you start to get back into how, you know, everything was actually created from that thought process. You know what I'm saying? Even I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think the Epic of Gilgamesh, don't it touch on that a little bit? If I ain't mistaken.
Epic of Gilgamesh, Epic of Gilgamesh. That's what the basically, you know, the flood. You
Right,
know,
yeah.
but the Bible stole. No, I ain't gonna say stole. the story of Noah in the Bible is plagiarized from the Epic of Gilgamesh, the
Facts.
Sumerian text. With the
And if I'm not mistaken, it was actually 2 floods that took place, right? 2 major floods that took place before the flood that they tell you about that was Noah with Noah. So yeah,
definitely.
and then we get
it's always been catastrophic events on the planet, whether it be ice ages, whatever, earthquakes, hurricanes, floods. These things have been happening many times for over eons, since the beginning. But
yeah, they have. But when we talk about the flood, man, in particular, they talk about the moon coming into our atmosphere and being the cause of that flood. You know what I'm saying? Because they said, it was never before the moon came. The planet was in a state of mist. It was like a constant drizzle on the planet, and it was very green. Then when this moon came into our atmosphere, it caused that mist and that rain to drop. You know what I'm saying? Which is the rain that came from the 40 days and 40 nights. You see what I'm saying? So they stole that and then they put that shit in the book, in the Bible. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I just say it's crazy. I tell a lot of people, man, in order for you to get the truth by reading the Bible, man, you gotta be a detective, bro. You can't just go off of that. You know what I'm saying? Because all of those stories have a root.
Man, I tell people if you're not a wise person, you shouldn't deal with the scriptures, the holy scriptures, or any ancient text. This type of literature is only for the wise,
Right.
because a fool will read the Bible and become bound to it, taking it as a literal text, and these things actually happen, not being able, not really understanding that all these things, even these ancient texts, is something that we call anthropomorphic. Anthropomorphic is when you take celestial, animalistic, or extraterrestrial characteristics and associate it to a man to try to explain a concept or a principle. And this is how all the ancients wrote, from cuneiform to Sumerians all the way to the Egyptians and the hieroglyphs. All the deities in ancient Kemet are anthropomorphic. You feel me? Tahuti had a bird head, flesh and blood man. We know that was a physical being walking on the earth 200,000 years ago with a bird head and a man body.
I mean, but when this is what me and we chop it up. We beg to differ on these certain things because, like I said, you have to understand that even back then they was partaking in cloning. You know what I'm saying? They was already, having they was trying to basically genetically modify animals. They was trying to create their own being. Okay, so I feel like at some point we did have humanoids with bird head walking around. I mean, is that far fetched if we talk about the draconian reptilian?
I mean, so like I said, I definitely, it's like this, bro. Man has always had the knowledge of genetic splicing for a very long time. Human domestication always a thing. This is how Babylon is built. Babylon being the cities that were created after colonization. Before it was natural people living in nature, they took care of nature. Colonizers come through, they tear down nature, build up their cities. This is the cities we live in Babylon. Anywhere that's a city, nature had to be torn down. Indigenous people, they didn't tear down nature. They lived in nature and took care of it. So Babylon, when we dealing with, damn, I forgot what I was just going to say. Well, hold on, what was the question, G?
The question was when we talk about these beings, because you saying basically that I was saying when we talk about the cloning and how it goes back to ancient times.
Yeah, human domestication. So yeah, human domestication. This is always been, especially in Babylon. The mix and immersion of different genes. You feel me, to get a desired feature. So remember how on was on IG how I was breaking down how a midget is a genetically modified human. It's a GMO. Because midgets were created through genetic splicing. But when we dealing with, like you said, like the reptilians, bro. That I mean, like, I understand, the metaphysical the metaphysical point that these ancient texts trying to make. I don't take on rule, but to speak on reptilians, we gotta understand, like, from a more truthful side, a more, knowingful side. Since in the beginning, the earlier races of man would have evolved from either mammal, amphibian, or reptilian. So the real reptilians are the people on the earth that got the most reptilian DNA, which is the Chinese people. These are the real reptilians. They got the most reptilian DNA. It's certain us people that got the most amphibian DNA. Some of us got the most mammal DNA.
But
So
why is that
the
though?
early,
That's the big question.
probably
Why is it that this reptilian DNA is found inside of our, not only the Chinese genetics, but it's found in our genetics as well? That's the question. So this is why I say when we come along.
Chinese.
So look, when we come along, and now I would just say when we come along and we say, man, these stories shouldn't be taken in a literal context. Then we start to see these genetics pop up in the people around us. Then we have to look at things from a different perspective. You know what I'm saying? Because, like I say, when you even deal with, the fact that, that Halil, the devil, was supposed to be a reptile when his mother being a goddess. You understand that even then in ancient times they was mating with one another. You see what I'm saying? Like these other species would come along and they would intertwine with one another through whether it was from the standpoint of someone being forced on to a woman or whatever the case may be. You see what I'm saying? But I just say for us to say that shouldn't be taken in a literal context, and then you come along and you start to see the DNA evidence of these ancient beings inside of the makeup of the people on the planet. You have to look at it differently.
Yeah, I
So,
mean, we gotta understand.
oh, where you at? Let's give him a second to see if he can get back in here, y'all. I don't know what's going on with his thing. But y'all, whether y'all believe it or not, man, this is always a debate me and the guy have, bro. It's always a debate that we have. Let me see. I don't know what's going on with him. Hold on, let me see. Yeah. All right. Yeah, what I was saying was that we see the genetic makeup, bro. Like we got to stop doing that, bro. Like and like me and you, we always had this debate behind the scenes, bro. But I always say this too, man. That's very necessary for us to tap into this to who we were and what it is that we're connected to, bro. We can't get into the like for me. I feel like what was the clay tablets about? For you to say that
Which clay tablets? Which one?
uh we just talking about the tablets as a whole, bro. When they describe these beings, they describe planet Nibiru. They said Nibiru was in existence. So just as a whole, they spoke on these beings coming from this other realm, bro. I mean, from this other plane of planet. So how can we explain
Yeah, I
that?
mean, so that's what I'm saying. Like, it's very important, for us, to look to deal with this type of literature from metaphorical aspects, because if we take it literal, it can bound us, and a lot of people do the same shit with the Bible. This is how Christians are bound to the Bible. They take it literal. A person can enslave themselves from receiving this literature, or a wise person will be able to free themselves with this literature. It's important for us to look at it from a metaphorical aspect. So it's like, let's just talk about the Enuma Elish, or even at Atrahasis. At Atrahasis, you feel me? This is the Kenyan Atrahasis, talking about the gods of the Anunnaki, the Iluwela. You feel me? Iluwela, he had got sacrificed. You feel me? And when they sacrificed him, you feel me? They put together a new body. You feel me? Made of blood, spit, and dirt. So you feel me? Like this is a metaphorical, you feel me, like event that's taking place. And we actually read these texts, you feel me? Like actually try to get an understanding, like you feel me? We'll see like, yo, this has to be like for metaphysical. it can't be literal, and it's deep. If we understand it from a metaphysical aspect, we'll get more gems out of it. But say like it's deep, man, because like look, just like
No,
I'm
I
sorry.
just feel like man, that in general, bro, we gotta believe, or we have to know that we are connected to these beings in some way, form, or fashion. And I feel like that the story has to be told right. Okay, first and foremost, we have to understand that these beings are not gods. Okay, they were made in the likeness, well, they were made by that energy, that spark of life, that created all. Okay, but the story has to be told right. They didn't create us; we were already here. They came through and genetically modified us to the point in which we were able to evolve faster. That's it. That's all. And then a part of that, you have to understand, that's why we worship. You're not supposed to worship these beings. Get that understood. Ain't nobody coming to save you but yourself. You feel me? The knowledge that's
Yeah,
giving
gods
you.
and goddesses, man, gods and goddesses don't worship other gods and goddesses. We have to stop that.
Right. You
Say
see
we
what I'm saying?
gods, but we worship. No, like we don't worship. We gods. How you a god and gonna worship? Like pick a side.
Facts. You feel what I'm saying? So with that being said, I'm just saying, like, when you get that information, it got to be told right. You have to understand what it is that they did, the reason that they came here to begin with, okay? And how it is that when we talk about the ancient beings, how it is that they were created. And when you understand that story, then you start to see how it is that, a lot of people are not. Because some of y'all go back to the pygmies. The pygmies, they don't have the bloodline of the Anunnaki. You understand what I'm saying? So, you have to understand that everybody does not have
Honestly,
this
like
God DNA.
if I ain't mistaken, the pygmies, would you associate them with like the Gigi and the Notice?
I wouldn't say
The
that they was
Gigi the Gigi was on the planet before the Anunnaki arrived.
right. Facts,
You know,
facts.
would that be would be like would you associate it? You feel me? With the pygmy, but the pygmy toy, or not like
No, I wouldn't
because
associate.
I just
Oh, the pygmy and the IGG, these are two different beings, bro. The IGGs, they actually come
okay.
from planet Nibiru, being the slaves of them at one point. But when we talk about the story of Inky and Leo, then you have to understand like the fight that took place between Anu and I think his brother. It's a long story. His brother, because if you know the story, then you know that he was supposed to, after this fight, bit his joint off, right? If you understand where I'm coming from. He bit his move off and he swallowed it, and then the sperm from that
Yeah.
ended up ultimately knocking him off. You feel me? But he dropped him off on Mars on the way back, and his son decided to stay with him. He was like, okay, well, that's what's up. If you still here and alive when we come back, I'm going to give you X amount of men so you can start to build your army. And those men, because he was alive when he came back, became the EGG. You see what I'm saying? So, you feel me?
Right. So look. What So then, like, do you take that as a literal story? Like he dropped them off on Mars and came back. Like, do you take
Yeah.
that as literal or
I take
right?
that as literal. And the only
So
reason
I definitely I take it as metaphysical, not literal. Meaning you feel me like metaphor, but it's deep. It's and whatever makes the
now, and,
understanding.
and look, the reason I say that is literal because we talk about all the way down to the story of how these dinosaurs were actually taken away from the planet, bro. And you see what I'm saying, bro? It's certain things on this planet that can only be explained through the arrival of these beings. You see what I'm saying? So that's why I say we have to start taking a lot of these things literal. Now, when we talk about outer space, do I believe somebody went up and shot outer space? No, I don't believe that. I believe that outer space it goes past that wall. You know what I'm saying? And I believe that it's a piece of land that's past that wall. Then comes the ocean, and if you could take this ocean, you will go to other planes or planets, right, that have domes around them. Just like when we talk about the Anunnaki gods, they say that their ulterior motive for coming over here was to basically get the gold so that they can replace the dome on their plane of planet.
Uh,
You see what I'm saying?
and atomic, they atmosphere was deplenishing.
Right.
They
You
need
see what
that
I'm saying?
anatomic gold from Earth.
Facts. So, I think that, when we make it past this so-called wall, if we ever make it past it, right, we're gonna start to go, we're gonna run into another body of water, and then we're gonna end up, that's what he said, he separated the water from the water. Okay, we're gonna run into another plane
Right.
of planet with a dome. You see what I'm saying? So, bam, you run into
Hey,
these other planes, and I feel like,
hey, hey, speaking of anatomic gold, that's another thing. Going back to telekinesis just for a brief moment, bro. So when we speaking of anatomic gold, you got something that's called ormus, and ormus is monatomic gold. Mon being one and atomic being an atom. an atom in atom state. So Ormus, I was in Ormus for about a week. Once I was in that, once I started practice training with them Russians on Telegram, I was
Right.
taking Ormus. I got a week supply of Ormus, man, and it definitely did, some great deal. Ormus is, like I said, is a white powder, but it's monatomic gold, meaning a gold bar. You have gold clusters. You have you have clusters of atoms within each particle coming together, which gives you a gold bar. Now, with monatomic gold, you gotta dissolve the metal. You feel me? Dissolve the atoms down to one atom per particle. This allows you to, you feel me, ingest it now. You can eat it now for health, for medicinal purposes. You can't eat a gold bar. Alchemists will have to dissolve the metal, lowering it to one atom per particle. So, and once he do that, it's edible now. That gold is edible
Right.
because a gold bar is a cluster of atoms within each particle. But once you reduce it to one atom per particle, this is mono meaning one atom, one atom per particle. Now we can eat it. Now this is Ormus. It definitely help you get into with your connected with your higher self. Ormus definitely you become sensitive to the energies of self and the energies around you too. Ormus a lot of people take Ormus for self purposes, like to become self aware, and this
I
is
know. I
deep.
think Billy Carson takes something like that, don't he? Don't he? What do he take? I think he said.
Billy Car- Billy Billy Carson take Ormus.
I know he takes something along the line of gold. He even sell it on his site. Like he takes some
Oh,
along the
okay.
line of that everything. So
Yeah,
yeah,
I was taking that for a week, and it definitely did some. It definitely I seen some great benefits with when I was taking that for that week supply. Just I was able to get a stronger connection with an object like way faster. Just I was able to tap into that state of being that it takes me a couple of minutes to get in. Like you feel me? It's just you becoming more in tune with self, the energies around you and within. But but the thing about these external substances, you feel me? These external substances are great, but you don't need them. You feel me? Life showed me I can reach that state of awareness, or I can make the same connection just as fast to an object organically without anything else. I just got to stay consistent in the practice every
right.
day. Every day for 2 hours
Yeah.
straight. I need to like sacrifice. I don't care what we doing. We have to be able to like be consistent in the practice. You don't need nothing else. Like you don't need any
Right. You got to take
external
some time out for yourself. That to make sure you doing it. You know what I'm saying? That's what it's all about. You feel me? And I feel like you say, you gotta have
definitely.
that peace. That peace and quiet is everything, bro. And I learned that, bro. To be honest, I'm learning that like as I try to build my telekinetic abilities. Cause the lightest thing, bro, I'm talking about your eye can hurt, and
You
I'm
can't be
like,
you can't be focused. Then one of your kids come in like, "Daddy, like just."
facts. You know what I'm saying? Like yeah, like
Hey, I was
facts.
just saying, like, and you see what happened, Joe, just now. That it was right on time, Joe. That's a divine sign. You feel that everything is in alignment right now. Y'all better tap into y'all divine capabilities, and stop
Yeah.
trying to critique this shit. If you know you can do it, why critique it? Just tap in,
Right. Yeah.
like for
Yeah.
real. We just man,
And I like to
because
tell everybody,
it's
man.
almost over.
I like to tell y'all this, man. Like, especially for the, I know there was a lot of people who was asking, "Hey, drop your at the end." I want you to drop where they can find you at, because there was a lot of people who wanted to know how they can get a consultation. But I like to tell y'all, man. Look, information is nothing if you're not going to apply it. You know what I'm saying? Nothing beats a failure but a try. So if you don't apply it, then what's the point of even sitting through the live?
Facts,
You see what I'm saying?
facts.
So that's what I say. You can call. Look, you can come on the lab. You can say, "Oh, this cap, it can't be done." Woo, woo, but you will never really learn it until you give it your 100% of yourself. You see what I'm saying?
Until you try it yourself, for
Facts.
real.
You know what I'm saying? So me
That's why
personally,
I tell.
man.
Why I tell. That's why I tell a lot of people. Telekinesis is experiential for a lot of people. Experiential meaning, a person will have to actually experience it for to know it to be true. So you feel me? When you experience it, you're gonna just start practicing. become like follow the steps. You feel me? The prerequisite steps. Apply the knowledge, and you definitely gonna start to develop.
So getting to the question, I wanted to know for the people in the lab that want to know how they can become one with the object. What advice would you have for them?
Empathy. Apply the mathematical equation that I came up with. E plus I plus E equals TK. This is empathy plus intention plus N equals telekinesis. So
Excuse
again,
me.
bless you. Well, bless you. Not blessed because nothing be less about you. You feel me? Bless
Facts.
you. So, you feel me?
Yeah.
But yeah, so E plus I plus E equals TK. This is empathy plus intention plus energy equals telekinesis. We have to acquire empathy. That's how we become connected to the object. Acquiring empathy. You feel me? After that, raise the intention to the pinnacles. Now, you know how vibration works. Your thoughts are vibrating. You feel me? Your
Right.
intentions are vibrating. Once your vibrations reaches the highest capacity of hertz in one form, it has to transition over into another state. How you think light is made? Light comes from sound. Sound raising in hertz to the capacity transition into
Right,
light.
because when you go
Light
back and
can't
say what? Not to cut you off, when you go back, what does it say? Let there be light. It was a sound that emitted that light.
exactly. And then like facts, and then like even from a just something pulled out of nature. If it's a thunderstorm and we sitting right under the cloud, we would hear the thunder sound first and then see the lightning flash. But if we was miles away and it was a thunderstorm, we would see the lightning flash first and hear the thunder sound. Why? Because light travel faster than the speed of sound. If we was under that cloud, we would hear a sound, the thunder sound first, and then the lightning flash following that.
Right.
Because sound transition into light. Just when sound reaches the maximum hertz, it has to
Right.
transition to another state. Now this is just the same with intention. So acquire empathy, raise the intention to the pinnacles. Once your intentions reach the max, the highest vibration, it has to manifest over into another state if you got the energies right. So empathy plus intention, raise the intention to the pinnacles. And then the last state is energy. E plus I plus E. Empathy plus intention plus energy. Learning how to project your energy out. Now, like I was saying earlier, we got we got a very effective hand practice that's definitely beneficial in unlocking the hand chakras. Now we know about the seven main chakras we deal with over here in the West. In the Far East, there's over 600 chakras, and you have chakras in your hands. The reason we can't heal anybody with our hands or like project energy out to move an object without touching it or whatever is because our hand chakras are blocked. Because you have certain meridians within your body that the chi energy needs to flow through. These are like the meridians are like the channels within that the chi energy flows through all through the body. There's meridians within the body, and those are the channels that the chi flows through. Now, those channels are blocked off because we haven't put in no work. You feel me? We not opening up the channels, the chi energy. That's why our chi energy ain't flowing fluently. We can gather chi, but are we able to project it? No, because it's not a fluent flow because there's certain blockages within the meridians. So a lot of people, a lot of my students, they able to gain empathy, especially the empaths. Oh man, y'all empaths, man, y'all got this in a box. Yeah,
Right.
a lot of my students, they can gain empathy, they can raise their intention, but they have a problem with projecting their energy. And this is when they apply the knowledge. You feel me? You'll see results. We got the hand unlocking the hand chakra exercise. Not even a technique. It's an exercise. 5 different miniature exercises. That probably take like 3 minutes to do. Do them every day. This will help, and you'll notice a difference, man. We could definitely go into a demonstration. If y'all want to, but
Right. Because I was going to ask you, man, how do you unlock those for the people who, because I want everybody to walk away from this lab feeling like they learned something, right? So what's the best technique
definitely.
to unlock some of those chakras?
So okay. Let's start off. In telekinesis, your hands are a conduit for releasing subtle energy. Now, what this means is your hands are electromagnetic. You have electricity in your fingertips and you have magnetism in your palms. This is why it's a static in your fingertips. You feel static in your fingertips and you feel a pulsating in your palm. Palm is electromagnetic, the fingertips are static. To prove this is not pseudoscience. I don't deal with pseudoscience, only right knowledge. Let's hold our hand up to our head just for 5 seconds in silence. Just try to listen to your hand and tell me what you feel. All right. Press 9. Hey, give my man and some likes and some motherfucking shares if you felt the static in your fingertips. If it's a subtle energy. If you sit in silence, you have to become aware of the energy you hold. Literally, you're holding energy, but you have to become aware of it. This is raising your awareness on the.
Y'all drop them names if y'all felt that static, man.
Yeah, definitely. Sitting silent, you gotta listen to the sound in your hand, and you'll be able to feel your fingertips. It's subtle. This is what subtle energy is. It's really chi energy. In telekinesis, we call it subtle energy. So becoming aware of that energy. Now, first practice, let's just start off with tapping fingertips together for 10 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Come on, y'all. 8, 9, 10. All right. Tap each finger one at a time. Nice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So do the other hand just the same. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. One more. Two more practices. Take the thumb, spin the thumb into the palm like this for 10 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. The other palm. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, last one, y'all. Hands facing forward. I want you to shake them back and forth for 10 seconds like this. Hands shaking, face the palms forward, shaking back and forth, starting now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Sit in silence and tell me what you feel.
You can feel every bit of them chakras.
You can feel it. I'm talking in your hand too. You should have like an amazing feeling of incredible energy in your hands. It's tingling, pulsating. It's electromagnetic energy that you hold in. And this is good for chi ball practices. If you guys want to start practicing your chi balls, you feel me? Start off with a small, dense chi ball. The more and more, you practice, do this practice every day, your chi ball will start to getting bigger and bigger and more heavier until you can really like feel it. This is like what you have done, you just unlocked your hand chakras. That's like less than 3 minutes. The point is, everybody can do these 4 practices every day for the rest of their life with no problem. And this is the work you're putting in for self. It's going to benefit you and projecting your energy. This is opening up the hands, unlocking the hand chakras. You're opening up the blockages in your hands. You feel me? The meridians that were clogged that was preventing the chi energy to flow fluently and project out. And the more, if you do this every day, you will, just like you notice a big difference. That energy is real energy you holding now. This energy can be used for healing. This energy can be used for healing purposes also, healing too. So once you're able to unlock your hand chakras fully, like, man, you way more benefits than telekinesis. You got the ability to heal people in certain things just by way of touch, which is my...
Yeah, you know what? I like to tell people, even when we talk about, so-called story of Jesus or Yahshua, right? You have to understand that the way that he even gained them abilities was, studying with other individuals and learning the techniques to even heal. You know what I'm saying? This is all the things that we can do. We don't need, you know what I'm saying? Like, so I agree with you 100% on that. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
But yeah, you know what I noticed too, man? It's just like, what I've noticed is okay, so say if I got an object, man, that I'm working on. I ain't got my piece of paper, man, because I got like this little Starburst piece of paper that I folded. And what I do is, man, right before I want to go into my gazing, my gazing technique, what I would do is I just rub it. You feel me? And then, because I have watched a couple videos as well, I sit that paper up there and I rub my hands together. You feel me? And like you say, it creates that type of energy. And it's almost as if because I rub that paper, I can feel it on my fingertips. And it creates more of a connection. You feel me? So before I start to do it, I'm going to take a deep breath. You feel me? Because I want to harness that energy, that chi energy. You know what I'm saying?
That would be you, like when you say you rub it, that would be your way of acquiring empathy.
Right.
So like I can tell you how I acquire empathy with the objects, but everybody is different. If I'm using with an object that I'm trying to roll, I will probably roll that object back and forth like 100 times, just like this, just to get the feeling of how it rolled. I will set it still, and I will take my fingertip, and I will, you feel me, tap very lightly just to get an idea of how much energy I need to deliver to move that object. If I can just move it very lightly and then top up, you feel me, that's how much energy I need to be putting out.
Right.
So this is acquiring empathy, holding it and just seeing how it weighs. You feel me, Joe? Just weighing it. Walk around. Like I tell people to practice with the same object. You want to walk around with that motherfucker in your pocket. You want to become very connected to whatever you're working with.
Right.
Fruit,
you feel me?
You feel me? Fruit, man. Like when I started practicing telekinesis, I would practice with a fruit and then I would eat the fruit, right after practice. The fruit that I was practicing on, and then, like the next time I practice, every time I practice with that fruit is like the connection is like so familiar, and it's not like that's the perfect word. When I connect, that feeling be so familiar. When I'm like, okay, so it's better for the connection, the empathetic connection. So start practicing with fruit, and the fruit you practice on makes you.
And I can understand why you would eat that fruit, because it's like now, like you said, you are connected to it in a way where you can actually taste it. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So you imagining yourself not only being this fruit, but you imagine yourself being this fruit to the point of where you tasting it as well. And that's a hell of a connection for me. I ain't gonna lie. Like I got to get to that point, bro.
Hey, definitely. Hey, real quick, bro. So I see somebody in the comments. They say the key thing to everything he's telling you and teaching you is to believe in yourself.
Fact.
That you can do it.
Now I believe.
So look. I was gonna say so real quick. I'm Chief. Chief of Why Not Tribe, and I teach tribe members, my family, how to remove belief from their subconscious mind. If I just believe I can move an object without touching it, this won't happen. This belief ain't good enough when it. Belief ain't good enough when it comes to divine capability. Deep down inside, you gotta know you can do this shit. There has to be a divine knowing. If you just believe you can move an object without touching it, and it'll never happen. Right. A lot of people just believe in themselves. They don't know thyself. We have to know thyself in order to do this shit. There has to be a divine knowing deep down inside. You just gotta know, like, yo, I know I can do that.
Right, and that's what I feel like they took away from us. The ability to know. For sure. You know what I'm saying? And that's been the whole thing, you know, from the get-go. They took that ability from you to know who you are and what it is that you're actually capable of. You feel me? And then they put that shit on the big screen and made it seem like this was only something that could be done through the imagination. You know?
Definitely.
So like that's why I say, you know, I'm not a big fan of boob tools and things like that, because they gonna have your ass thinking that goddamn it, you have to be a real big on imagination in order to, you know, the only way you can tap into these things is through your imagination. So yeah, I agree with you 100%, God. That's facts.
I ain't gonna cap, like I don't never want no reflection, you know, to go down the wrong route as far as, you know, summoning demons, because psychokinesis is telekinesis by way of the spirits, though, moving objects without touching them, but contacting the spirit. And you don't need to go that route. You feel me? I know people that's very powerful in telekinesis, but they practice in psychokinesis, like low key. You feel me? And like I know the demons. I'm aware of the demons that they in tune with, and you know it's deep. So it's like you don't need to go that route, because that's a dangerous game. Once you start making pacts with these demon spirits, man, yeah, it's like making a contract with the devil.
Facts.
People get wrapped up in that type of shit, and they start thinking that demons and the demons can help them, and it's like, yo, we have to be wise and, you know, very aware on this spiritual journey, because the dark forces are always trying to pull souls into. Just like Christianity, you feel me? We left Christianity, you know, it's the dark side of spirituality too, but we don't need to go there. You feel me? With psychokinesis, you can do this shit organically. Just, you know, energy cultivation and consistent practice.
So now look, when it comes to psychokinesis, do you think the psychokinesis, because, you know, like I say, I was doing my research on psychokinesis, man, and they say it deals with, you know, with healing, telepathy, also altering the shapes of objects and projecting oneself. So when we talk about the movie Jump, have you ever seen that movie, Jumper?
Yeah.
Is that a form of psychokinesis?
I wouldn't say that's a form of that's teleportation.
Right. Okay.
That would be like teleportation. You feel me, Jumper? But like I said, in the telekinesis community, you know, we look at, you know, psychokinesis as the telekinesis by use of spirits, and you feel me, and it's like we look down. I ain't gonna say we look down upon them type, but them ain't. We don't even want to deal with them type, and we know motherfuckers dealing with that shit.
Right.
It's this one Spanish dude, you know, I know named Hogos, like he'll tell anybody he walk around with demon sigils on his forehead, like, but he very powerful, and he tell you like he into psychokinesis. So it's like, but the way, you know, the way the definition, we look at it differently. We just associate, you know, psychokinesis with spirit summoning, and you know, just stay away from that though. You know, you don't need to do that.
Yeah, facts. You know, first of all, you know, I tell a lot of motherfuckers, man, like when you pleasing, like, you know, altars and things like that, man, you know, you have to be cautious of these spirits. If they asking for certain things, you don't want to be dealing with their ass to begin with. You know what I'm saying? So the most I ever do is like burn some.
Man, a lot of people don't know, like, so these demon spirits, they make you what you ask for, but like once they do that, you gotta, you know, make your offerings, and you know, you gotta worship them for the rest of your life. As soon as you fall back on your worship and they've given you what you asked for, that's when they get pissed off. So it's like a lifelong contract. It'd be a lot of times that'd be a phase. That should be a phase for some people, and a couple of years later they ain't with that shit no more. They, you know, but the demons ain't letting them walk away just like that. You feel me?
So how do you think that affects their physical essence? These demons, how do they, you know, do you think that can ultimately end up with them being, they ultimately end up being a demise?
Hell yeah, a lot of times, you know, it definitely, you know, it happened to somebody that, you know, was one of my relatives actually.
So what I mean is that, do you think that plays a part in their ultimate passing? Like some people pass because they weren't able to satisfy these demons continuously.
Yeah, definitely. That's exactly what. When you start lacking on your worship, that's when you piss the demons off. So let's just say, you summon you start you wanna manifest you a business, a house, and 2 cars. You start summoning this spirit, and you making your offerings, doing your rituals. You feel me? And then like the spirit give you what you ask for. And then let's just say you working with you worshiping, because this is a form of worship. You worshiping, making your offerings, doing your rituals, consistently for 5 years. Then you say, I want to fall. I ain't with shit no more. I think I'm done with that. Then you feel me? That's when your life gonna become a living hell, G.
Right.
Once you start to fall back on your worship, as long as you worship and making your offerings and ritual, doing whatever the shadow work that you need to do, that demon can be life. You feel me? Like, great, but at the
Right.
same time, you bound to it. Then, like, you're not free, because as soon as you want to just become free and already have him on your mind, and then that's when you're gonna piss him off. You just can't walk away like that. So the wisest thing to do is not to even indulge in any spirit summoning practice.
Right.
It's deep.
I agree with that too, bro. You don't even need no spirits to handle your business, man, like that. You know what I'm saying? Just tap in. I teach, man, over here on I'm Awakened. I teach, man, that if you want to manifest, man, you most definitely have to stay at a high vibrational frequency, okay? So you have to stay in a happy state. Meaning, they don't mean that you're going to run into people that ain't going to piss you off. You see what I'm saying? But at the same time, if you can keep your frequency up, and then you can speak those things into existence and put the energy into it, anything that you want is going to come into fruition. You don't need the help of nobody else. You know what I'm saying? So, like, y'all better wake up, bro. Understand how powerful you are as an individual, bro. This is what they've taken from you. And I truly believe that when we get back to the subject of reptilians and these beings that's actually running the place behind the scenes, guy, I believe that they'll have the genetic makeup that's necessary to even manifest, to tap into this planet. You see what I'm saying? And so that's why they can't get out the fucking dome. You know what I'm saying? You can't get out the dome because you ain't got the genetic makeup. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, I would leave that to you, and I wouldn't, because I don't look at them like, physical beings. So that ain't really what I teach. I will leave, that's what you for, my reflection. You do that shit very well, and you give people the full understanding, the correct understanding of, the information about these beings, whether we believe them to be true or not. Who's the most accurate with the information is you, in my opinion.
Right. Okay.
It's you, in my opinion.
Oh, that's because I'm going directly to the source, man. It's hard. I mean, like, whether y'all believe it or not, man, even sitting down and just preparing for this live within the next week, it was something that you didn't really have to do because this is what you do. You see what I'm saying? But for me, just being able to get up here and tap into some of these things, man, and be able to get the viewers a full understanding, bro, it takes a lot of work. It takes a lot of work, bro. So, that's why I say I'm not done with this. I still got to sit down, read, and I got to call the God a couple more times, watch a few more videos, and then that's how I'm going to come to, you know what I'm saying, to where it is that I want to be with all it. What you saying?
It's just consistent practice, G. You feel me? Like, if you practice every day, within a week, you already had experiences, you feel me? And, so it's deep. Like, the shit that you do when you practicing that happen, this should give you fuel for to continue your journey. This should be like, verification that, these things are achievable. The experiences that you have, when no one else is watching.
Right,
That's
facts.
how it is for me. Can't nobody tell me this shit is not real, because the experiences I've had when no one else is watching, and the experiences I've had when people is watching.
So I want to know, how is it that, because when you deal with telekinesis, man, this ain't something that you could just jump up and do. You feel me? And I feel like a lot of people thought that they was going to come over here tonight and they was going to see you actually do it. But see, this is something that you have to take your time with, You have to actually, like you say, build a connection with the object and things like that. You feel me? So I'm trying to see, how is it that you was able to catch these interactions, man, on, on camera?
Yeah. So, like, when we dealing with telekinesis, it requires you to go into a certain state of being. Now, I'm becoming, very wise in the journey. I was in the beginning, of course, I was practicing, on live every day, you know, all day for a very long time. You know, and this is how most people, you feel me, like that's been on this journey with me. They see my development. But however, like it's just we like if like say if somebody come to you and be like, yo, let me see you erase that cloud real quick. I heard you know Atmos Kinesis. You're not gonna be able to do it like, oh yeah, watch this. You feel me? I mean, that's a hit or a miss. Like halftime, you feel me? Like any like this is really the shit that you're supposed to do by yourself. You feel me? Because like it's been times that I experienced this. You feel me? Where I'm trying to prove this shit to somebody and I wasn't able to do it. Like, or it'd take me an extremely long time, like if it takes me 5 minutes of concentration and put my energy into an object, that's too long. Like,
Right.
and if like it's I didn't have experiences where somebody like, let me see it right now. I'm like, all right, let me prove it. I get an object, set it down, and I'm like 5 minutes, and like I couldn't even gain a connection by the time then they constant their attention is going off somewhere, and then by the time it moved, it moved when they just turned their head, and it's like, man, dude,
Right.
you missed the whole thing. I'm like, yo, the universe showed me that's why you ain't supposed to be proving it. You just wasted your energy.
Right.
Let this shit happen organic. Like how many times, like when we was on the back end, bro, you feel me? You know, shit, the first time, you feel me, when with the arrow pieces, like I couldn't achieve it is because I tried to prove it to you, and you wasn't even asking for a demonstration. But you
Right.
feel me? I'm like, I gotta show him. But it's like the
Right.
universe showing me like, yo, that ain't what it's for. You ain't gonna go around. You ain't gonna access these abilities by praying on. You feel me? Just take the steps that you need to take to acquire this ability, and let those who see. You know, and this is the wisdom that I'm gaining from it. So it's like it's deep. I got on my Instagram though. I got plenty of lives that's saved. You feel me? On my Instagram page with me doing live demonstrations. You know, some of them with other people on the platform on my live with. You know, we doing TK practices. So you know, shit. I haven't been like the last couple of weeks though. I just have moved in this space though. You feel me? So like after like give me another 2 weeks, I'm gonna be in another space where I'm gonna be settled in. And once I get in that space, then it's back to, you feel me, consistent TK practice. I do TK Tuesdays. These is live demonstrations and Q&As on YouTube. I'm gonna get back into that. I ain't even been on my YouTube because this transition I just made. But in about 2 weeks, I'm gonna be in my, solidified spot, and that way I can really get the energy right and focused on put all my energy on this back on the journey. You know,
Right.
it's a time and place for everything, man.
Oh yeah, most definitely. That's called, the law of gestation. So, with that being said, but I really do realize that, man, because like I said, I was playing with it, bro, and it failed. And I'm like, no, I think that was just the universe trying to tell me, like, man, bro, it's capable. But like I said, I was telling you, I was starting off with all them big objects because I felt like because I've been meditating that, it was going to be way easier for me. You feel me? And I feel like, man,
Yeah.
it's a different technique because I'm meditating, but I'm not using meditation I'm not using techniques like gazing meditation. You see what I'm saying? And I feel like that's the meditation that's necessary in order to be able to hone in and really focus on the object. You see what I'm saying? That gaze
So
and
like, what
meditation.
about what about have you ever tried practicing with a side wheel?
Or what?
Side wheel is spelled PS like psychic or side. You feel me? PSI wheel. It's a pyramid shaped piece of paper set on a tooth or object where it's able to spin around. It's a pyramid shaped piece of paper or aluminum foil set on a toothpick, and you try to spin it around with your mind. So it's called a side wheel. Side wheels are very very fundamental in our exist. I suggest anyone practice with the side wheel. Now the side wheel is very tedious, it's very boring, and you will see progress slow, but the slow progress that you make when using that side wheel is a lot. We just look at it as slow progress, it's actually a lot. that sight wheel. Once I got real good with the sight wheel, that's when I started leveling past the chi blast and just using my empathy. That sight wheel, I spent a lot of time with that, but it's very boring. And a lot of people will, be like, man, I ain't finna keep doing this shit. You feel me? If you know you moving in your practice, you may have tried 100 times, but you probably only moved it like 5 times. Those little 5 times should be enough fuel to let you know that this is achievable. You just need more practice.
Right.
You feel me? And this is what fuels my journey, because every time I practice, it's like, you're gonna experience it. And this should be the fuel to let you know just to keep practicing. You get stronger now.
Right. See, like I was saying, like I just noticed that, when I do it, man, like what you were saying, like when we get back to like focus and stuff like that, bro, what throws me off the most would be once I get to getting into that gazing point. Cause like when you gaze, like once you go into that like dream like state, that daydream like state, your eyes, man, and that's why I say you can meditate all you want, but you used to meditating with your eyes closed. And believe me, I do believe that it's gonna help you with your focus, but man, when you get into it's certain meditation techniques that's necessary when we talk about being able to hone in and focus on the object. You know what I'm saying? And I believe that gazing meditation, and that's the meditation I was telling you about. It's called Tartica meditation. Meditation, where you use the candle and you breathe in for 4 minutes, hold for 4 minutes, exhale for 4 minutes. Breathe out, exhale, and you repeat the process. So yeah, and there's plenty of other meditations that I've been tapping into. You know what I'm saying? But I do believe that that's one of the best ones, the Tartica meditation, because gazing is going to be everything, bro. You gotta be able to lock in on the object without. Because you will lock in on the object. And I feel like sometimes we do it accidentally. Have you ever been like sitting down and you have like a wooden flow with a pattern in it and you start looking at that flow and then the flow starts to move? This is proof of vibration. This is proof that everything vibrates at a certain frequency. You see what I'm saying? So
that's like, remember I told you when you start doing that, when you start seeing that, that's you bending reality. And that's like the first stages of your activation. You're going to start to see shit move. If you focus on the object hard enough, strong enough, you can see it moving or vibrating. All you just got to do is project the energy, learn how to project that energy. So, like, this is you bending reality. When you see the floor, like, moving, when you get to that point, you bend in reality, and this is the beginning of your activation.
Right. Yeah, man, because I ain't going to lie. I feel like that was, for me, just like I say, having meditated, man, when I first started doing it, right, I would look at it and I could actually see the paper sliding. You know what I'm saying? Like I could actually, I don't know, it's crazy, bro. But when you focus in on it, man, enough, you're going to start to see the energy orb, the energy field around it. You see what I'm saying? And then, like I say, I could see that paper like beginning to slide. Like I'm the only one who could see that paper slide. Nobody else could see it slide but me. That's how focused I am on this paper.
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying? So it's crazy.
And in reality.
Right, you feel me?
Yeah, it get kind of strange in the beginning. Like my girl used to, one of my goddesses, Ashe, why not Ashe? Like she was spooked out. Like when I first started to like activate, like move up and get stronger in it. But it's like the more and more like she see me do it, the more natural she is. She know like anybody can do this, and she activated too. She don't even practice. She don't even practice, but it's just the energy we share.
Right. Yeah.
Like she be having certain sporadic experiences herself.
Right.
My
yeah.
other goddess, Trinity is also.
Yeah, most definitely. Lisa Williams say okay with the spirit showers. Eyes open to close.
Eyes are closed. Yeah, so spirit showers, this is meditation. So you want to meditate with your eyes closed. If you're using spirit showers to go into astral projection, then after that meditation, after the breathing technique, you want to go into astral projection with your eyes open. Because astral projection, I teach it, is intentional daydreams. To be intentional with your daydreams. Now, when you daydreaming, you got your eyes open. So when people astral project while they close their eyes, it be deep. Now, I'm not saying my way is the end all be way. Of course, there's many ways to connect, but this is the most effective way because anybody I share this technique with, I'll see benefits from it. Being intentional with your daydreams. So we definitely gotta just when we talking about eyes open and eyes closed. In meditation, the eyes being closed. And astral projection, you want to go into a daydream, but intentionally, intentionally creating the space, and you go in that daydream with your eyes open,
Right.
as you would on a normal daydream.
And that's why I said, man, when you talk about daydreaming and actually using telekinetic abilities, man, I feel like it could be similar because when you daydream, man, and you're gonna when you meditate and you're trying to move this object, you're gonna slip into a daydream like state. You see what I'm saying? Like that's how I feel.
Yeah,
so what do you be thinking? What are you thinking at the moment that you're trying to get this object to move?
Just acquiring empathy. That's the first step of the equation. I stick to the book. So acquiring empathy, then raising the intention and projecting the energy. So,
Right.
That's all I'm trying to do. I'm trying to acquire empathy, become connected, to the object. Visualize it. Sometimes I catch myself like having, repeated clips of the object rolling or tipping over. Like it'd be like they'll come in like clips in the mind like 100 times.
Yeah.
It'd be like I'll see that object move like slide like 1,000 times before it actually manifests. And it actually like got me wondering like, is there an amount of times do I need to visualize this before it can manifest? But that needs research done to actually put a stamp on it.
Right.
But
yeah, because that's what I'm imagining, to be honest.
Rapid pace clips. You want to be able to feel it, meaning imagine it with all five senses. Sight, sound, scent, taste, and touch. Visualize it. Raise the intention. Becoming very determined. Intention means determined. How determined are you to move this object, and then projecting the energy. We already went over the hand chakras, how to unlock the hand chakras. Those 4 hand chakra techniques, which is the tapping, then the tapping on the one's individual, then a spiral in the thumb, and then the handshakes. That's only 4 practices that take 10 seconds apiece, 40 seconds. So this is very beneficial when relieving the energy because you unlocking your hand chakras.
Right. And that's something you would just do when you. Is this something that you would just do when you just sitting around, right? You could just be sitting around. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's dope.
So as you wake up, in the morning, when you might have to take a shit, you feel me? Unlock your hand chakras on the toilet, you feel me? Anything. I try to do it in a rising when I first get up, get that out the way.
Right. Yeah.
Throughout the end of the day, but it's once a day consistently. Let's say you've been doing this shit for 6 months. You'll notice your hands probably getting heavier too, and warmer. Once you feel your hands getting heavier and warmer, like your hand chakras are like fully unlocked. You feel me? You can use this for healing energy. Healing people and moving objects.
Right.
This has to do with the last part of the equation, energy. E plus I plus E, empathy plus intention plus energy. Unlock the hand chakras, it'd be no problem for you to project the energy out.
Right.
So these are all gems that I give in my consultations too. So it's many more. You feel me? It's deep.
And where is it that they can find you at, God? Let them know where they can find you at, man. For the people who looking to get consultations, and even for the people who want to come over and be a part of the tribe. I know you said something about you're not willing to accept everybody, but this for the chosen ones for you.
Yeah.
So, but for the people who,
so in my tribe, I understand. We here for a specific type of people. Most people, they're not gonna resonate with the message, and I stopped trying to wake up masses. That ain't even my journey. No, I'm only here for a selected few, and it's a lot of people that's not in my tribe. You feel me? That's still my reflections and part of the family. I see them in the chat. Shout out to my extended family and Why Not Tribe in the building. Everybody you see with Why Not on the name, they're part of my tribe. So but we still got like other reflections that we love dearly, very connected to. You feel me? That support us, we support back, and you feel me? That's still family, but they just not in the tribe. You feel me? So you could definitely catch me on Instagram at chief underscore why not underscore the God. Why not YNOT? You need only truth. You feel me? But chief underscore YNOT underscore the God. You feel me?
Right.
I got a YouTube. I ain't really been giving my YouTube no attention because I've been getting, distracted by other things in life. But I'm about to get back focused though, you feel me? Like, especially on the, consistency of telekinesis, because I practice every day, but like I am inconsistent because I gotta take care of other
right,
things.
Facts.
There's a time and place for everything.
Right. You got other shit going on in your life.
Yeah.
Right. You still experiencing the whole living situation as well. So,
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, y'all, with that being said, man, I hope y'all enjoyed this live, man. God, I appreciate you for coming over here, man. And we most definitely gonna have to do this again. We're gonna have to set a time and date to get over here, man, and do this again. But if y'all want to follow the guy, man, you can follow him at Why Not. Give me your information, God. Let them know where you at, God.
Instagram chief underscore why not YNOT underscore the God. So that's chief underscore YNOT underscore the God. I'm on Instagram all day, every day. I do lectures and telekinesis demonstrations over there. Feel free to tap in. We teach divine knowledge of self, mental healing, advanced meditation, and TK, man. I appreciate the energy, God. Much love. I ship to you and yours, man. Peace to everybody in the chat.
I say to you as well, God. But yeah, with that being said,
time to wise up, man.
Y'all get over there to the guy, man. He dropped a lot of jewels tonight, man, in terms of telekinetic abilities, in terms of some ways you can get deep into advanced meditation. We touched on a lot of stuff tonight. We weren't talking about touching on them, opening up them finger chakras and stuff like that, y'all. We did that tonight, though, and I feel like it was most definitely a vibe. Yeah. And it's always a good time, man, whenever I get up with the guy, man. I'm talking about it's always great energy, bro. So I know we're going to be doing this more. And like I said, y'all follow me on Instagram at @I'mAWaken_chosen1, man. We're going to do a lot of building over there. And also follow the guy on Instagram, too, because we're going to be doing a lot of building on his page as well, man. So, yeah. With that being said, you got anything you want to say? Anything else you want to say, God?
Man, we throw the wise up. You need only truth. You feel me? It's time to wise up, man. When we wise up, we connect up and tribe up, man. Infinite, eternal life to everybody. Peace and healing, man. We out of here, though.
Right, and I just want to leave y'all as I came. I want you guys to always be aware, because to be aware is to be alive. And as always, peace, family. Peace meaning positive energy. Always creates elevation. Ashe.